I had you were still muted when I did. Hi, everybody. Welcome to It Came from the Loop, our Tales from the Loop show here on Rule of Lore. As always, chat, can you hear me? Can you hear us? That is the most important thing to start this show with. I will wait. I'll wait and stare deeply into chat. We can just hope. Yay! We have a yes. Thank you, chat. All right. How are we feeling? We're like halfway through the show already.
I was so many
say
questions.
I was thinking about that. Can't believe it.
I know. I'm really excited. We've got some mysteries to solve. But first, we're gonna go through some channel announcements. We'll let y'all promote some things, and then we'll jump in. So, right off the bat, we have Friday is our talk show Ramblemancy, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, I think. No, 7 p.m. Pacific. 7 p.m. Pacific. I went 2 hours in the wrong direction. 7 p.m. Pacific here on Friday, and the topic is going to be the kids on bikes saving the world as a trope / vessel for horror or suspense storytelling with guest me. And I will definitely be talking about this game and this system because it's fun and cool, and I also just love kids on bikes saving the world. So come watch me talk about that and talk with me about it. It's a very good time. The Saturday stream will be Conan Exiles once again with Lucas and John. Tune in for that. I do not know what time that is, and I'm very sorry. Someone in chat will have to tell me. And then this very show, It Came from the Loop, will be available on YouTube in a few days. As always, VOD is available immediately after the stream, as are all past broadcasts. Episode 1, The Day the Loop Stood Still, and Episode 2, Children of the Loop, are both available on YouTube currently. Check it out. It's a very good time. You can follow us on Twitter, which is down way below me, I think, at the bottom of the screen. Get in on the Discord. We've got a Patreon. We've got fun stuff. There's a media club and a tabletop tool chest. Both fun backer gifts, as well as at higher tiers, you get world building kind of privileges. You get to come in and help us build stuff for our long-term campaign, which season 2 will be starting up shortly after this. And if you are subscribed here on Twitch, I don't think I've mentioned this yet. If you've subscribed here on Twitch, you should get in the Discord, because as a subscriber on Twitch, you get the lower Patreon tiers. So that's cool. There have been a lot of gift subs, so if you want to get on some cool content, you should do that. It's fun. I think that's all of these announcements. Do you guys have any plugs, announcements? What are you up to? What's going on?
I've got something going on.
I do, I guess.
Do it. Yeah.
I'm really excited to announce that starting this Saturday over on Mystic Grove, I will be part of a Werewolf the Apocalypse game called Four Phases, with a pretty stellar freaking cast. We have Diana as our GM, and it'll be myself, Gabe James Gapes, B, and Wally all playing together, and that's going to be a 4-episode actual play ending on the full moon of Halloween.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
So I'm super excited. I've never had the chance to play werewolf before, so it should be a lot of fun.
That's cool.
And then I also have Gary Con this weekend. Yeah. I'm playing a game with Xander as my GM, along with Bonnie, Jason Charles Miller, Luke Divac, Sabria Iyengar, and Bonnie Gordon. That starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Just killer cast.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on Sunday at 10 a.m., I will be along with the cast of A Darkened Wish, B-Day Walters, Alquin Gersh, Sam Delev, Paige Mataliano, or D'Artagnan Mataliano, Melee Damage, and Nora Abraham is coming in as well. And we're going to be playing a game. And it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's busy. Yeah, I have a very, very busy weekend.
Nice.
And I'm super, super excited about it. And then I guess I can announce that I will also be taking part in something for Indiecade the week after this one. Not entirely sure yet what it is, but I will keep you guys updated. That's going to be on the 17th. And then I'm also part of Roll20 Con, which is the week after that. So,
Whoa.
All of the things.
It's all of the things, but it's all one shots. Like I would
Good
love to be able
Lord.
to announce at any point in the near future that I have another like long-term series that I'm on. But for now,
Yeah.
I will be happy with the fact that I get to play with a lot of cool
Yeah.
people.
Oh, that's fun.
So
I mean, I don't have as many things as Aki, but one thing is that over on Friends for Dads, we're doing a month-long charity stream where we're raising money for RAIN and the Earth Day Network. On this Friday, we're going to be doing a one-shot of. There's a French title for it. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. In English, it translates to Gallery of Witches, and that's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. PDT over on Friends Roll Dice, and that's going to be interesting. It's got a really cool cast. Yeah, so every Wednesday, every Tuesday, every Friday of this month, you've got something going on Friends Roll Dice. So just like check out my Twitter, their Twitter, and you'll see them or me retweeting or tweeting about it. I don't have everything organized or written up in a list, so I can't remember everything else I'm in, but I'm in other stuff as well. So
Get on the socials.
keep an eye out for that.
All of the things. Remy, Alex?
Alex, you want to go? Got stuff.
Oh, sure. Sorry, my Wi-Fi keeps cutting in and out. Right now, I am a part of a Kickstarter going on called Articles of Arcana. There's some info about it on both of my Twitter accounts, but it is a tarot-based D&D system. It's got like 36 different playable backgrounds based on different tarot cards, and I'll be a part of that. I don't have work to preview right now, but it's going to be really cool, so you can check that out. Other than that, I still have pre-orders open for crew neck sweaters with this design on it, but in pink, black, and yellow. And those are also up on both of my Twitter accounts.
And
That's all for me.
you can find me, Remy, post on anything. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow on my personal Twitch channel at here, twitch.tv/Remy post. Probably going to play more Sherlock Holmes games, since I like that stuff. That's really it.
Excellent.
Also, I'd also like to announce real quick that I learned about the filters and
Yes.
they're great.
We were having fun before. Yeah. I think Freeman's in chat. Freeman, here's your
Freeman,
solution.
look,
Here's your solution to
not wear
Mason.
beard to wear a hat.
But
Anyway,
also, I
very
think,
delighted.
Caitlin, you have stuff that you should be announcing because don't you have a thing that's premiering on Sunday?
I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have things. This Sunday, in a couple of days, we are premiering Power Play on Q Times, GM by Rick Budd. It's going to be me, B, Sam, and Omar. We're all playing superheroes, and I am so excited. I get to be so many superheroes on streams, and I'm pumped about it. That's going to be very, very fun. It is 5 p.m. Pacific. Check my 5 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. It's gonna be really fun. You guys, these characters are. It's gonna be so good.
I'm
and
so
then,
excited. I'm definitely watching it.
I'm pumped. And then if you want to see me play another superpowered character in a few weeks, Infinite Horizon Season 2 will be starting back up in this very time slot. It's gonna be also extremely good. We've got something coming for you in the meantime, so keep an eye out, and I don't know when or whatever, but just we've talked about it a few times. But recap coming soon. It's gonna be great. I think if anyone else has things to share, we will jump into, if I can get this up, episode 3 of It Came from the Loop. Hello, welcome back. I do want to say off the back, Alex is having internet connection issues. We know. You don't need to badger mods or anyone in chat. It's okay, we're hoping it'll clear up, but so far she's been understandable as her videos might clip in and out. So just don't heckle anyone in the chat. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be fine. All right. Oh man. Whew, we got stuff to do. We have information to discuss. Let's get some music in here. Let's do it. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, we open tonight on a snowy Saturday morning in Boulder City, Nevada. After a strange night of unexplained citywide lockdown, missing parents, and a not insubstantial amount of new information learned that you've got to A, decide what to do with, B, figure out how you're going to find more, and then what's next. It's gotten a lot cooler outside since you first saw the snowfall. It's not freezing yet somehow, but the air has kind of steadily been getting more brisk as the snow is falling, which has picked up since last night and is actually kind of starting to stick to the ground a little bit. We could probably assume that either you figured this out on your own or a parent would have compelled you to layer up before you left.
Yeah.
Whether or not you have necessarily have snow gear is probably not the case, but you probably would at least be able to layer up with other clothing. Either way, it's cold, it's weird, you're in a big duck. So we open with all of y'all hunkered down in the tech graveyard in your newly established clubhouse. And the scene is yours.
I think TJ is kind of like swaying a little bit because he hasn't slept. He's probably sitting on the ground, legs crossed, like swaying a little. Did you guys figure anything? What's going on?
I was gonna ask all of you that. I basically just went straight to sleep once I got home.
Sleep. That'd be nice.
Well, why don't you tell us what happened with you and then you can go to sleep?
Yes. So Mum was really worried. She didn't know where I was. She kind of heard about the lockdown and started freaking out. So I like calmed her down. She's fine. She's and when she went to bed, I snuck into my other mum's office. I feel really guilty. Like I shouldn't have done that. I should have at least like asked first or something. I don't know. But I found out there's something called I looked up the key because that's what they were talking about, right? I looked around in the office for something talking about that, or hopefully the actual key. I don't think I found the key, but I did find a file talking about something called the Arch. And my mum has something to do with it. I think she's in possession of one of the keys in question. But that's about all. I also saw this weird glowing thing in a like metal box, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. She has a lot of weird tech in her office anyway, so I don't know. That's all I really got.
Funny, you should mention that. I also went snooping through my dad's belongings because he hasn't turned up in over 24 hours. And he's also working on the Arch that kept popping up on some documents. It looks like, what was it? They do maintenance or tests on Wednesdays and maintenance on
So maintenance days are Wednesdays and Fridays, and then the test day is Thursday. And then Sunday was like
something going on with an Arch, but that's all I got.
Oh yeah, I think I got something like that as well. Yeah, maintenance on Wednesdays and Fridays, tests on Thursdays, right?
Something like that.
What about you, Zach?
While we're dumping lore, you two got that.
Well, so, Beaker, how yesterday you told me to check my bag? There was something in my bag. That guy, I think, planted something on me.
Was it drugs?
No, it was not drugs.
Why did you get so defensive? Even if it was drugs,
I
it wouldn't have been your
figured,
fault.
but I
Okay.
wanted to make the joke anyways.
No, Andy
Were you
also
able to-
thought it was drugs. It wasn't drugs.
I mean, if any of us were, never mind.
What?
Wait.
Okay. Anyway, so what he it was a piece of tech, but I can't really figure out what it does besides maybe like this, and like he's gonna take the stuffed horse out of his bag and stick it to the side of the wall of the duck.
Mhm.
Wait, hold
There's
on.
there's like a clang that kind of echoes, reverberates around
Wait,
the.
the horse that got used magnetic? Do you wanna, can we trade? I
No.
want that back.
No, okay.
That's cool.
I had to put it in the horse so it wasn't gonna like stick to everything in like my bag and everything. It's inside the horse.
You tore open the horse I gave you? Oh.
You can sew up the. It's just
No,
the
it's
back
fine,
seam.
it's
I can sew
okay.
it back up.
It's fine.
Wow, so rude.
I.
It's like a symbol
It's
of
very
affection
useful and I
friendship,
kept it.
man.
I think we're starting to get into semantics here.
Yeah,
Were you
okay,
able?
so
Were any of y'all
So,
in any of your research and snooping around? Were you guys able to figure out who that guy was?
I don't think I remember any names coming up, so I don't think so.
Should have asked my
I
dad.
I don't think
either
either of
on
you.
my end.
I don't think either of you had seen anything about personnel.
Do I remember like what he was wearing?
Yeah, he had kind of so he had like thick rimmed glasses and just kind of like someone who was at work and now isn't, like a button up shirt that had been rolled up to the elbows, kind of unbuttoned a little bit. You can see like undershirt, and then like I think he had a bag that went across body shoulder bag.
Did he look like a businessman of some kind, or?
I mean, nondescript person with a job. Like there wasn't like a emblazoned anything or like they had a chef hat on or anything like that. It was just someone who had like a formal job. Anyone with loop parents, like they don't get like gala fancy or anything, but they do most of the time dress like not nice, but like you would wear like slacks and like a button up to work at the loop.
So
like
we can make a decent assumption that this guy likely works at the loop.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we described him to any of our parents, or if they would recognize him.
I mean, my mum.
Would totes love to
the one-
do that if there was one to ask.
Yeah, me too. Mine is most probably stuck in a loop right now as well. I don't think Ma would know much about what's going on. She kind of works in the park.
Yeah, same. My parents don't touch the loop. Probably wouldn't know anyone. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to still ask, though. Maybe, like, this is a small town, like, maybe it's a familiar face, regardless, but...
Can I?
Why did he
what-
choose your bag?
Were any of
I
the other
don't-
of you carrying a bag?
I don't
I
think
was
so.
because I was carrying a bag because of the countless soft plushies. I
Oh, you
won.
were carrying a bag. Okay.
Maybe he couldn't figure out how to get it inside with all
Yeah,
those plushies. It's like
there's too many plushies in there,
that.
yeah.
Just
Can
really
I?
weird.
What did they? You've only shown us a magnetic horse. What's in the horse?
Yeah, can we actually see it?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go over and take it out.
Alright. You
Is it,
pull
like,
out...
still really hard to pull off from a wall?
It's not like hard, but it is like there is like you do feel the magnetic pull of it. And Zach pulls out a small, elongated, dull metal piece of tech with blue glow at the top. And TJ, you recognize it immediately as the odd piece of tech that is sitting in the bottom drawer of your mom's office desk.
Wait, my mom. Where did I saw that in my mum's office.
Yeah?
Is there? So there's not. Okay, I thought that was just a random piece of tech she had. Okay, this is important. Should I get it? Do we want to have all of these? Is this something we want to keep?
Well, it might be interesting to see if the two of them do something when they're in the same vicinity of each other.
I'm interested in finding
Doesn't
that
hurt.
out.
I mean, we won't know anyways. That doesn't hurt.
Do you
That
think
was
your
pretty
mom's
scary.
office is still
Don't know
unlocked?
till you try.
It probably is because I didn't know how to lock it again after I broke in. I feel really bad about that. I broke into my mom's
Look
office.
at you!
No,
Sneaking around. I'm so proud. There's potential for you yet.
don't say that.
You could be like a secret
I don't want to be a
agent.
secret agent on the opposite side of my mom. I want to be if I'm going to be a secret agent, I like to be at least working with my mom. And right now, I don't know what side. I don't know what's going on. If there's even a side, like are we
Well,
the
let's
good guys, or am I the bad guy for breaking into my mom's office?
right now the only thing we're trying to do is solve a mystery, and we have no reason to believe that anybody is good or bad in this scenario. Just that there's something strange that's happened, and we don't have the answers to the questions. And as long as what we do doesn't get anybody hurt, then I think it's probably going to be okay.
I agree
Okay.
with that.
We just have to be careful. That's all.
It's not like you didn't do anything really wrong. It's not like you like murdered someone.
No,
Little
I
snooping
didn't.
between
But
family, that just like happens all the time.
does it?
I guess it depends on who you are and your family.
I'm
All
sure
families
your
are
moms
different.
have at some point done a little raid on your room just to make sure you weren't getting into any trouble. I mean, not that you would. But maybe now. Anyways, that's not the point.
No, Ferris. This is a one-time thing. I'm never doing that
We'll
again.
touch back.
So, did you learn out anything particularly special about that little doohickey, Zach? Besides
No,
the
I
fact
mean-
that it's magnetic?
Not really. Like, I showed it to Andy, but he couldn't really figure out a use for it either. Just that it might be used for something else as a part of something else because of like how it might interlock with something, but that's basically about it.
Maybe interlocked with the other one. that my
It's a
mum
good
has.
argument for
Yeah.
it.
Andy did
Oh.
tell you
Time
that
to do
it.
some recon.
Andy did tell you that it looked like it might interlocked with 2 or 3 other pieces of the same size and make.
That reminds me. I think can't remember how many. In the file I read about it, a key, which now I'm assuming those are the keys. That's the key. There was 3, 4, I think 3 listed, and 2 of them were redacted, except for the one that my mum had. So I'm guessing that's one of the other ones, the one you have. Does someone else have another?
Oh, maybe the other one was at the bank.
Oh, that's where all the
That could be it.
DARPA people were around, right?
Yeah.
Did something happen at the bank?
Yeah.
Do you want to check out the bank?
Okay, like breaking into your mom's office is like one thing, but then like breaking into a bank to try to find something is like another.
We
I'll be
don't know
honest,
if
I feel a
they.
lot less guilty about the idea of breaking into a bank than I do about breaking into my mom's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Well, I
Huh.
mean,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, she trusted me, and I now feel like I've broken that trust. But it's not that the bank trusts me. Like, I don't really go to the bank unless my mom needs to get some money from there. So it's not really personal. But we're not robbing a bank. I do want to point that out.
we
You
are
said that
not
rob it.
robbing a bank.
I don't think we could.
I love you, Kate.
Okay, but none of us are even like old enough to like open a bank account without like our parents' permission. Like, what is their purpose of going to a bank in the first place?
Plus, it's very likely that whatever was taken, whatever happened there, they either succeeded in taking it or they didn't. And so, either way, security there is going to be really, really high. They're not even letting people into that part of the town right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, but I notice his kids wandering around. Just gotta be sneaky.
Well-
Maybe.
That's also something I wanted to maybe bring up too. That this guy put this on me, and now by extension, like, all of us know where it is, like, for a reason. He's probably wanting to get rid of it. What's to say that he's not going to try to find it again, like, come back and retrieve it once all of this nonsense is cleared up?
Or maybe the one that he gave you was the one from the bank. Maybe he robbed the bank. But most likely he took it from the loop.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to immediately come back to it, he would have buried it rather than, I don't know, toss it onto some random teenager on the sidewalk or whatever.
What a
Unless it can be tracked.
dick.
I mean,
Seem
you
like the
wouldn't
most
bury it if you
reliable
can track
spot.
it, because burying it and being able to track it is... Maybe they can track it.
That's what I'm worried about!
I have no idea what a tracking device looks like, man, so you guys can eyeball it, but
Well, maybe we start with the
I think
safest.
we gotta go get the other pieces.
Yeah, the safest one being your mom's.
Don't want to break into the office again.
Well, if the door is still
It's
unlocked, you don't have to.
Practice run.
That doesn't... I don't know if that's how it works.
Also a good
Okay.
point.
Well, how about this? If you get caught, you can just blame us. You can say we peer pressured you into it.
Yeah, we'll break into your mom's office.
Which
Wait, no.
technically we are doing. We are peer
Uh.
pressuring you into taking something from your mom's office.
Absolutely.
My mom's gonna do a whole thing where she's like, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. And that usually is so much worse than her being angry.
Well,
Okay,
that's always worse than parents actually being angry. Look, I don't want to have to break into your mom's office either. That is definitely not my style, but also I
Okay.
want to know
You know
what's
what's
going
worse
on.
than parents being disappointed? Parents being not there. There are worse things that could be happening right now.
That's also true.
I'll not break into my mom's office because it's still open. So I guess it's not technically breaking into it. I want to gonna focus on that part of it. So I don't feel bad.
And also, you were peer pressured.
And I'll also
Time to
peer
not
pressure.
break into your mom's office.
I will say my other mom is still around, so I don't know how we're
Time
gonna
to-
do that.
Politely walk into your mom's unlocked office.
I'm sure one of us can be charming and distracting. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think teacher's like kind of like trying to hold back some hyperventilation. Like I'm free.
All right.
You
How about-
hear a loud clatter outside.
Teacher's like
Not nearby,
gasp.
but like you hear it. You're in a
teacher
silent.
gasps just
yeah.
very loudly.
I think just gonna poke their head out of the hole in the side of the duck to see if they can figure out. They could see
Peek through
whatever
one
that
of, like,
clatter
the holes.
was.
Yeah, you peek and you kind of like listen for a sec. You don't see anything. So y'all came in at kind of like a dead end pocket area. You don't see anything in the little clearing. But you wait for a second. You hear another ding 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 thing. Just like coming from the direction of the way you came in.
Must be somewhat like a raccoon or something.
The person who's tracking us. Okay.
Clang 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 clang.
it's more reasonable. There's probably someone that's tracking us. Raccoons don't have reasons to come out here. There's no food.
Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. Okay.
There's a loud
I'm coming
crash.
with you.
Oh,
Oh,
I will say,
Oh, party time?
yeah, I won't say anything.
if Beaker goes out, I'm gonna follow them.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check it out.
How are we doing this? What's the? Are we sneaking? Are you just running out?
I'm gonna
bold
try and
faced?
sneak. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna try and sneak.
I'll sneak
Let's
as well
roll
then.
some body sneaks.
Ooh,
My
sneak isn't
weakest.
great.
Well, it's not my weakest roll, but it is one of my weaker rolls for sure.
I want to see if I can bend it. So I am wearing my soccer boots. Can they improve my
Yes,
sneak?
they can. Yes, they
Yes.
can. Take 2 extra. Use those iconic items.
I wonder if I should burn a luck point for this. I didn't roll any successes, but you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
burn.
I
a
rolled
luck for this.
one.
I'm just gonna accept no success.
No
I
success.
rolled one
Okay.
success.
All right. So you are successful in sneaking out of the duck. And as you kind of go around, you kind of have to get around some, I guess it's not really a corner, but like where the some of the wreckage is there, and you kind of peek around, and as you look down this like kind of not quite a straight shot, kind of curved, you see from kind of up higher, like things like cling clang clunk clunk, and then roll across down in front of you. There's kind of like a sound, and there's like a rattling underneath some of the tech, and then it stops, and then there's like a from another place as there's like rattling, and it knocks a few more clang 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 things down onto the ground, and nothing happens, and it's kind of silent for a second. Is there anything you'd like to do, or do you watch the scene play out?
Hello?
You hear a rattling a little further down. And nothing. All coming from different spots.
It's an infestation.
We're surrounded.
Do you think Zach knows what kind of cryptid hides underneath metal garbage?
I don't know. I don't think I've played like for any BBGs that live under massive amounts of metal in my D&D games with Mum. So I don't know.
Can I get up closer to one of these rattling piles?
So when they rattled once and then are done. Then are sit silent.
Oh, so
you can go up to where you had seen one, but it is
sure.
You poke around. You lift up kind of like a sheet of something and knock some little pieces of scrap away, and you see a smaller maintenance spot. Not the same type that you guys were messing with the first time you were here, but of a similar scale that appears to be like hollow and dead.
Okay, where was the pile that shook the most recently?
Maybe about 15, 20 feet down the path.
All right, I want to approach that one, but very slowly.
As you're kind of walking
with my sword up.
Sort of, yeah. Okay. So as you're
behind.
as you're moving through, you kind of step down, and the sand and kind of desert gravel under your feet crunches very softly. And as you're making your way, you get about 10, 15 feet, and to your left, there's a rattling. And a few of the clang, clang, clang things come coming off of it. And instead of falling silent this time, there's like a metal groaning sound as the anything piled there starts lifting and raising and falling off of the head of a bipedal bot that kind of gets up, and it's only got one. It's got the two little headlights. One of them is fully shattered and busted, and the other one is kind of glowing just a little bit. And clearly the legs are busted. One of the legs is busted, so it can't quite stand up all the way, but it...
Well, hello.
And it turns to kind of look at you.
Oh. Zach, Ferris, you should come out here and see this.
So it's one of the two-legged balanced automatons. If you've seen the Amazon show, it is the most prominent one. It's got kind of a green paint job. It's pretty rusted though, and it's got the one busted headlight.
They're so expressive and cute, and I love them.
And also has a real sad story.
Really sad
story.
Yeah. Amazon. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with this has nothing to do with the Amazon show.
Yeah.
I will tell you that.
Hi. Oh no, TJ, they're all busted up.
It kind of...
Are you hurt? Do you hurt?
I don't think that it's sentient.
It kind of crouches down, its little legs crouch it down so its head is kind of at your... Who's in front of it? Who is directly in front of it?
Probably
Beaker.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of hiding behind Beaker right now.
It kind of... It's maybe like 4 or 5 feet ahead of you, but it comes down to like at your level, and it kind of just like looks at you for a second, and after 10, 15, you feel like a strange sensation like at the back of your skull for a second, as it kind of looks at you, this buzzing that stops. And it kind of like pulls back. If a balanced automaton could appear startled, it blinks its one working eye at you and kind of tilts its head.
Hi.
Body.
That was interesting.
It
What happened?
stands up all the way to its full height again. Are the two of you? Have you approached, or are you still around the corner?
Yeah, but probably gonna leave like the key in the clubhouse
Okay.
for right now with the horse, like leaving that there, but like watching from a distance at this point.
I'll say this is like a junker. Like this is something that this might have even been a bot that that TJ and Beaker have fought in the past that has been like it's just it is
Yeah.
by no means should be working right now. Like it is a hollow junked automaton.
I wonder what woke it up.
Beaker, is this one of the ones that we've been like hitting
mean,
with the stuff?
Maybe.
I'm really sorry if we upset you, or we didn't know you're still working.
Does anyone want to make a, let's see, maybe it'd be a comprehend check? Let's see.
I would love to make
Yeah,
a comprehend
okay.
check.
So it wouldn't be tinker. I want to see if this is
Yes.
maybe calculate.
Oh.
What do you think?
Which the one that helps you understand the machines thing?
Ability to know how technical objects work and how to use them. Could be robots, machines, and magnitude ship cyber. So calculate tech.
Calculate tech? I can do that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, comprehend is to find information. This is to like know about bots.
Got a success.
Yeah, excellent. So what you
I got
know?
no successes.
Oh yeah.
Left beef. None successes, left beef.
Yeah, none successes left beef here too.
So what you know about the balanced automaton Beaker is that like when they come to the graveyard, it's because they're busted, they are beyond repair. There's no reason for them to be working again, and if any of them were, it would be like, you know how like people take like botched car projects where they like take a car that should never work again and like they spend their time like that's kind of a hobby here, but like that's what these are. Like these the tech that's in here is stuff that should no longer work. And you remember talking with Zach when you guys were here the first time, talking about how some things still have a little bit of a battery charge left in them. However, that would not necessarily let a bot wake up like this. And this was buried under something, so it's not like someone had been working on it and just turned it on. Like, you cannot think of any reasonable explanation as to why this bot is up and walking around. Or what any of those, the jumping, rattling was. It is, yeah, what you know about bots is that this should not be possible. Especially with how old this bot is. It is fully rusted. Like, parts of the leg aren't even fully connected anymore.
Well, I don't know how you're awake, but I'm really glad that you are. I'm Beaker, and this is TJ, and this is Zach, and that's Ferris.
It kind of takes time kind of looking at all of you.
Do you have an? I guess you can't talk. Do you want a name?
It just looks at
Nod
you.
for yes. Shake your head for no.
It doesn't seem to respond or react. It seems
I don't think it has a head.
it's interesting because one, it shouldn't be up and walking around. Two, it seems to emote on occasion, not often. You've seen it emote once or twice, but it doesn't seem to be able to or have interest in responding to you. So it's a strange encounter. But after
Is there anything I can take a closer look at? Like, does there seem to still be that weird sound zipping around the junkyard happening?
no, as soon as this stood up, that sound stopped.
be interesting to get a look inside and see what makes you tick.
After
I'll say, can we take a look inside, please?
it does not seem to have any sort of response, but it does seem to be
Okay.
like looking between the four of you from down the passageway and back up here. And after maybe like only a minute or two, it kind of it just ragdolls.
Oh,
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 night night, I guess.
I'm gonna
Was it
I'm gonna
just a
check
fluke?
if there's any juice left in here. I'm gonna see if I can open up like a panel or something where I know there
Yeah,
might be
let's
like.
make a tinker? Tech tinker?
Can I give an assistance
Yes,
with
you
like some
may.
tools like from my bag or something?
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
I'm not good at
Oh my
tinker.
God.
So, so
My tech is real low.
it'll be a
So what's
plus
that?
one.
+1. Okay. Ooh, 2 successes.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, so let's see. What can you get? We can get you. Well, manipulating machines or other mechanical items. So we're just trying to get into it.
Pop that sucker open.
Yeah. So bonus effect. Give a success to another kid. You don't need to roll to overcome the same trouble in the future. You do it quickly. You do it quietly. You show off, or something of the equivalent. You can pitch.
I mean, if I don't have to do the same roll again,
Yep.
would that apply to specifically this robot or
We'll say to
robots like this?
yeah, this type of
model.
robot to be able to pop the hole, pop the hole
Okay.
and get inside. I can
I'll
do that.
take
yeah.
that.
Cool. All right, so you take a second, and it had kind of slumped a little bit. You would assume this is probably the height it was at when it was covered with things, and you kind of get in there and you wrench the bottom plate, which is again fully rusted, and then after you get to a certain point, it just fully snaps down. And the up on the inside, anywhere you kind of have to get some of the sand and stuff out of the way. The battery charge, if there was more, you don't know if there had been more, but it's fully drained. But it is warm,
Oh, I was actually going to ask that. Okay.
so it had either there was power in it that had just been used, or something to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah, so the battery is drained completely, but it's warm, so it wasn't drained not too long ago. But I don't know, I feel like most things here have like barely a charge. Definitely not enough to get something like this standing, right?
I will say from Beaker's role before that like some things have like a minute amount of charge in, like Zach had told you all before, but no like functioning left in it. So like if someone could put the functioning back in with that amount of battery, it could potentially have done what you just saw, but there was nothing around, no one here putting
Work on it, yeah.
commands into this bot. So the power, you could probably guess, would sustained it for that long before it was drained, but
Okay.
you don't know how that happened.
Okay, I want to quickly rush over to the other spot where Beaker like revealed a little bot, and I want to see if I can pry that open and see if the battery of that is warm.
Yeah, do it. This one, I'll let you carry this for now. This one is already kind of busted open, and it does not appear to be warm.
Okay.
You know, when that bot was looking at me,
Yeah.
I felt something really, really strange while that was happening. Like this weird sort of buzzing in the back of my head. And then it suddenly stopped. Like when it was looking at me, it was like connecting with me or something. But I don't exactly know how or why. But it's almost like it was. Are the bots psychic?
Zach, are the bot psychic? Is that a thing? Is that a cryptid?
I don't know.
Is there, like psychic bots?
Usually
That'd be a
only
new
like
one.
organic-ish stuff is psychic, like maybe like alien stuff, but man, fuck aliens. Like that stuff's fake, and this is like
Wait, what?
real that we just saw
Aliens are-
happen.
Aliens aren't fake. Aliens aren't fake.
I don't think
Believe in
aliens are.
Bigfoot, but you don't believe in alien. Okay.
There's scientific evidence for Bigfoot. There's
There's scientific
hearsay.
evidence.
It's
for
it's
aliens.
hearsay.
I don't know. I
You're
feel like
hearsay.
aliens are a bit more realistic than cryptids.
Thank
Not
you.
that cryptids aren't realistic, because I don't know, they might be, but I think aliens are a little bit more realistic. But
In any case,
yeah,
it did feel like the bot was, I don't know, not trying to speak with me, but maybe trying to understand me or analyzing me or trying to connect with me somehow. I don't know. But it was a very weird feeling.
You have like brain implants.
I don't think so. As far as I can tell, I skipped 2 grades just because I'm that smart.
Huh.
Huh.
I mean, now I'm thinking like, what?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't connect that. I didn't realize like, yeah, you did skip 2 grades, but maybe it is because maybe there's an implant that like helped. I don't know.
I do not have implants in my brain. I'm very, very clever.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Also, I kind of need help with my English class. If you can help me out later.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
Not that I think that we have to worry about homework for the next couple of days. With all of the disruption in town, we might not even have to go to school on Monday. No school.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no, that means no
okay.
practice. Okay, we need
Anyways,
to-
do we know what we want to do next?
well, first, how do you feel now? Are you okay?
I mean, I feel fine now. Like,
Yeah.
no weird buzzing still in my head. It stopped.
I think it's time to break into some.
Not breaking. We're not breaking in. We're going into an office that's open.
Hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully.
All right. We're gonna go walk into an open office very politely and go get some stuff.
Yes.
We're going to TJ's house.
Caitlin, I have a universe question.
Yes.
And this is probably going to be a no, but I just want to clarify for this. But there's nothing that like we have seen before that is like a. I'm having a very I haven't brought this up in characters, and I have a very hard time describing it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like how we observe that like the thing moving from place to place. We don't have. There isn't like something about like digital like wireless power as like a concept kind of like jumping
No.
like that, or like a way to like send that out.
Probably not. I mean, you
Yeah.
could. I mean, Zach could have that theory if you would like, but I don't think you would like have access as like tweens. I don't know if that's necessarily something you would have like
Yeah.
access to regularly
Okay.
or
Yeah.
like even at all. I don't know stuff about science. Chat, don't talk to me. I don't know things.
I would
It's
say
fine.
wireless power isn't really a thing yet, even now. It's a thing people work
Yeah.
on, but it's not really a thing yet. So yeah.
But yeah, so if you were to go and like look through the other places you saw it rattling, you would find other bots of varying sizes with no charge,
Cold batteries.
cool batteries.
Okay.
Maybe whatever was inside the bot was looking for the right vessel. Maybe it was some
Okay.
kind of energy that was alive, jumping from technology. That sound that we were hearing, maybe it was
Did they jump into you?
no.
I'm just asking.
In your
if
brain,
it's been
you
jumping,
have a
you
robot
had a
in your
buzz,
brain now.
and then it stared at you, and then you
I
heard a
don't
buzz,
think
and then
I don't
rang-
think Baker's
But
been
it
fine.
was fine for like a full minute after it did that to me. If it jumped into my brain, it would have ragdolled right away. Stop! I don't
I'm-
have some weird energy in my brain. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if I did, but I don't.
honestly, I'm just a little bit worried because
Well, let's go check with the magnet thing. If it sticks to me, then maybe I have some sort of weird energy thing in my brain.
I don't know
That's
if we
a
want
good
to put
idea.
something
Or a
no,
metal
it's
plate in your
not.
skull you don't know about.
What? We don't know what it does. I don't think we should be putting it to people's heads.
I've
Just
been
yet.
holding it like I slept with it like 2 feet away from me. Like if
Inside
it did anything,
a horse that I got you and you ripped open. I was
Yes,
like,
the
when I
horse
did,
has some
but
sort of magical insulation that kept Zach's brain safe.
Power of friendship.
Who knew? Horse insulation.
if you want to try it, but I'm just gonna put it out there that maybe it's not a good idea until we know more about it.
We don't know anything about anything right now. At least
and the
we know
scientific
something about.
method.
At least
method
spirit
has,
Can't
like,
let fear rule your life, TJ.
I'm pretty sure the scientific method involves like stages before human experimentation, right?
Well, that being said, why don't we try the little battery thing on our now very, very no longer energized friend?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. I don't know how we go
I
about
think that's
that.
a great idea.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We could try.
You can wave it or like throw it at it. I don't know.
Scientific method, just throw something at a wall and see if it sticks.
So you go get
That's a poor cooking method for spaghetti.
so you go retrieve it and come back. And what are you doing with? Are you just gonna kind of like put it? What's the plan here?
Try to get it like close to like the power cell or something, and not let it like. Try to avoid letting it stick because I'm afraid of that. But like, just get it as close as possible.
Okay, so you kind of have to like hold, like put your fingers. You know when you have like a strong magnet and you can like stick it through your hand to like something magnetic. That's kind of what you have to do here so that it doesn't stick. Because once it gets close to something, it like snaps. So it's metal, so it attempts to, and you kind of like hold it up next to it with your hand in between it so it doesn't get stuck to it. And aside from the magnetic pull, nothing appears to happen.
Okay, nothing happened.
There's no cool buttons or doodads or switches or anything.
Mm-mm. Just a bot that
Alright.
should have been dead.
Now we can do it to me.
Okay.
Let's see what you got going on in that noggin.
Yeah, go
Probably
hold it up.
just the regular old electrical impulses.
All right, you hold it. You hold this strange device up to Beaker's head, and it kind of snaps your glasses forward by the screws in them. But otherwise, nothing happens.
See, my brain is perfectly normal,
Look at that.
while also being slightly
No body
advanced.
snatchers or brain snatchers.
Okay, I was worried because we saw that really unexplained tingling sensation. It's like, okay,
You need some sleep before we go and not break into your
Rob,
mom's.
why do we have to get robbing involved? I forgot about that. Oh no, we're gonna take it up.
Okay, time for a nap.
Okay.
Everything's gonna be fine, TJ.
Another
Don't worry about
question
it.
before we do this though: should we leave this key here, or bring it with us?
No, we should bring it with us. You don't leave
Okay.
the important item behind. Like, that's not what they do in the movies anyways. They like always have that shit in the pocket. Pardon my French.
I'm
None of us
I'm just
care.
worried about being tracked. If it's gonna.
I mean, if it's tracking
I think
us,
if
it's
we were
already too
being-
late.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
my
Like, if they were
key's inside
tracking
a
us, they
box.
would have shown up.
My mom's key's inside a box. If there was a tracking device, I'm assuming the box probably stops it. Because then it
Does
wouldn't be a
it
very
have some
good
sort of
secure
special
place.
insulation?
Can't remember. Did it? I think. It was
It's a material you didn't really recognize inlaid in like a foam
Yeah.
casing, but you didn't spend a lot of time looking at it, so you don't know.
Yeah. It was in like a foam thing, which was inside a metal box.
Sounds.
So maybe, I don't know.
Like I said, we won't know until we go. But you, nap first.
Yeah, I'm really tired.
Sleepy times for TJ.
All right, y'all take a brief respite. clear out while TJ takes a nap. You maybe clean out the new hideout. Maybe bring in some other pieces of tech for seats and things like that.
I try to coordinate with Zach getting the bot like if we can figure out a way to get the bot situated a little bit closer so that it looks like our robot, like our duck has a guard.
Yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna have to make you roll for this.
Yeah, Ferris can help too if she wants to.
Yeah, absolutely. And while doing so, might even just look for something that might be crowbar shaped, maybe.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
You never know.
So an assist, so one person will roll, and then an assist will be a +1. So if Ferris, if you would like to be either heading that, or if you want to go look for a crowbar, like everyone assisting
I would love
will
to go
only.
look for a crowbar.
Okay, so I'll make you
Zach
have.
will definitely be there.
Okay, so mind investigate from Ferris and body force from either Zach or Beaker. One of you take it, and then you'll get a +1 from the other's assistance.
Go for it, Zach.
Okay.
I did get a 6.
Yeah, you do. You
Just
find
one.
whatever it is you're looking for.
I did not get any sixes,
Perfect. Okay,
but I'm
yes.
gonna use a luck point on this. My
Okay.
one luck point on
All
this.
right, all
'cause
right.
Fuck it, I want it happening.
Do it.
I'd get one success.
One
thank
success,
God.
yeah. It takes a little bit of time, and it's a little precarious. I probably should have put a condition on this one, but it's fine. It's a pretty big bot, and so the two of you end up getting the pressure, like the what's it called? I don't know if there's a word for it.
The hydraulics?
Hydraulics kind of are still kind of, they're not locked and they're still kind of intact. And so the two of you can kind of, it because it's self-balancing, like it has like things in it to keep it upright. And the two of you can each take a leg, and one at a time, one holds one down and the other lifts it and pushes forward. And like there's kind of like a,
We crab walk this thing over.
Nice.
yeah, and you get it placed wherever you would like it.
Now it looks like we have a guard.
I love that. Very clever.
All right.
Thinking
TJ is
ahead.
snoring very loudly.
Yep.
He's a loud snorer.
You get a very restful nap, and when you awake, you find a new bot guardian in front of your duck, and
Did it move again? Did it move again?
No, we
Bro-
moved it over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Got a little bit worried and a little bit excited at the same time for a second. I
How you
missed
feeling?
it. Way better. Still gonna need like a full night's sleep later, but I think I can function now.
you are no longer exhausted. You do no longer have the exhausted condition. We'll say this was for flavor because your friendship
Yeah.
moment in the duck didn't ruin it. But yes, it's probably good that you take a nap.
Okay.
Time to not break into my mum's office, and there's no way to not rob her because we are taking the keys. I guess we're gonna rob her.
Let's go. I've never been to your house.
Oh yeah, I've kept
I haven't
inviting
either.
you. We're gonna have that D&D night next week. If this all blows over, do you want to come? All of you, any of you?
Yeah. I like to play.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I will spectate.
Beaker,
It's
an
okay,
adventuring
Beaker.
party awaits you.
Ask me again when we get done with all of this.
Okay. I'm not gonna stop asking you. So yeah, I will.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Y'all set off on your bikes and you leave the now unfamiliar paths that you must relearn of the graveyard. So y'all bike into town. The sun has risen a little bit. It's probably past noon now. Just because with all of your chatting and also nap time. But you make your way into town. And as you're coming through, the snow is still gathering on the ground at this point. This is like for kids who would probably not have any awareness of this, but us as adults here at this table, this town doesn't have the infrastructure for snowfall. There are no plows here. Like, this is not... You can't handle the snow. So if this continues, there is probably not going to be school. Like, things are going to be getting closed and canceled because you can't drive in the snow in the desert. Like, that's just... You don't have the roads and the cars for it. So it's, you as kids probably don't have the awareness of that, but for the odd factor for us at the table. So you come through, you pass that mag truck that is still grounded from last night, and there's a team around it who are still trying to get it back up again. At this point, almost none of the stoplights in town are working. At pretty much every single one, there's someone standing and directing traffic. And y'all biking through town. You pass a maybe like a cafe or a restaurant that has speakers that are out front that occasionally turn to static or a whine before the music comes back in and out. It's kind of eerie. Like there are people out and about, but with this snow, it's got that like, I don't know, it's got kind of like an eerie feeling now that the clouds are rolling in more so the sun isn't even fully out anymore. Let's see, Zach, make me a mind investigate check
Okay.
as you're biking through town.
3 successes.
Oh shit, yeah. All right. You're biking through town as you round a corner with your crew. Someone is following you.
I got a feeling somebody's
Somebody's
watching me.
You've all turned around a corner through a shortcut, maybe through like an alleyway or something. So they're no longer in sight, but you suddenly you made a series of like very like particular turns, and at the last second you kind of caught at the corner. You're like, wait, I've noticed this person tailing us.
Zach's gonna like kind of like try to flag everyone to like kind of stop moving for a second, and then like get like really close in, be like, someone is tracking us, someone's following us.
Where? I'm gonna try and look without looking.
They're already gonna be like looking for us. Like if you're just gonna draw
Okay,
attention to the
okay.
fact that they know.
Is it the same person I bumped into you? At least?
I don't know. I just saw there's like somebody or something. Just
And
like
why don't we just ride our bikes around a bunch until they get bored and leave us alone?
Yeah, I really don't want to lead into my parents' house.
They don't appear to have followed you down this
Just keep
alleyway,
doing right turns.
Oh, okay.
but up until
Yeah,
it did
I mean-
seem like Zach. It did seem like there was some. I will say, hold on, you've got bonuses. You get some things.
oh, I do.
Sorry, I just hit my microphone.
Question time.
Question time. All right. So you can ask basically. So, wait. So on a success, you get to ask 2 of these questions, and then for every bonus die, you get 1 extra. So you get 4 questions, which I think I
Oh,
messed
boy.
up last time we were doing this. I only gave you 1, so 4. So, wait. Yeah, 4.
Okay.
So what is hidden here? Where is it? What does it mean? What happened here? How can I get in, out of, or past something? What threats do I perceive? Where is it? Or any other questions that you can think of. I'm fine veering from the book.
Yeah.
So 4. 4.
One, the thing that is following us, does it look like a person that
Yes.
like distinctly humanoid?
Yes, very much a human. Also on a
2,
bike, by the way.
also on a bike, huh? 2, do they like? Were there any kind of like, from the brief looks like any kind of discerning like outfits? Like, I mean, they're on a bike. They're probably not like a DARPA agent or something in a DARPA outfit, but like,
Windbreaker, maybe, like a blue or green windbreaker, is really the only thing you could see, because it was very quick. As you turn the corner, you caught sight.
They look like a kid.
yeah, do they look like a kid? Like,
Definitely adult.
More question.
And I will say, I'll give you a freebie. I'll say you don't know. Like, this isn't someone like a friend or a family. This isn't like. I'll give you that for free.
but I got an idea for the last question, because I don't know. Would they? No, it's still quick, but it didn't look like they had anything like, or did they have like a bag or like anything else, or is just like,
Shoulder bag,
okay.
like the crossbody, kind of the same type that you have. Maybe a
Do you
little nicer.
think? Do you think it was the guy from the fair?
Signs are pointing towards it might be the guy from the fair.
Okay, maybe he did want it back.
Wait, okay.
Maybe I
What
stand
if
corrected.
we split up? Like, because then they won't know who to follow. And we all meet somewhere else we feel like we've lost them.
Okay,
If we
then.
I can take the key thing.
Yeah, you should probably take it because
Yeah, but to say
know that it's on me, or think it's
Yeah.
on me still maybe.
Okay, then
we can
who's
take
gonna
him
go
on a
with
wild goose chase.
TJ? It makes sense that you go the other way, Zach.
I guess
Yeah.
I can go.
Okay.
I am fully ready to walk politely into someone's unlocked office and go snooping.
So
I
you
would
go with
say-
TJ?
I'm probably gonna ride around for a bit until I lose them, because I don't want to lead them to my parents' house. I'm fine with you guys walking to my mom's office politely, but I don't know if I'm okay with that
Well,
person.
they're probably gonna follow after Zach.
There's some place in town that we could probably go, like me and Beaker
Ooh,
can like hang out for a little bit.
We can go to you can go to my favorite bookstore.
Okay.
Ooh,
Sure.
yeah, okay.
Could
So
lose
Zach
someone in
can-
a bookstore.
So Zach and I will go to the bookstore, and you two can go to your mom's place, since he's more likely to follow us than he is to follow you.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Stay speedy.
We'll see you guys in a bit.
So I like.
Oh, we
I
split
guess
the
I
party.
guess that
Let's
comes
do
over
it.
the-
Right.
I guess that comes over the magnetic horse.
It's that part of Scooby Doo. Time to get clues.
All right.
Yep.
Y'all split off in your respective directions. Let's. So, are you trying to? Is one of you trying to get his attention, or are you both trying to be sneaky?
I'm gonna try and be sneaky.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to get out.
We want to make sure that we look like the one, like, so we would
So
be
you
trying
wanna
to draw
draw
attention
attention.
to ourselves.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So then the two of you head out first, and you kind of bike slowly enough to be seen, and just kind of leisurely through town towards Phoenix Used Books. And I will let that cover any sort of sneak roll that the other two would have to make. And so y'all split off back towards the Graves household. So let's start with Zach and Beaker here. So you all head downtown. You're not that far away from Phoenix Books, but you get down there. Do you? I don't know. You park bikes, or you like hiding, stashing them? Like what's the plan here?
Imagine there's probably like a little place right in, like, if this is one of those kind of older towns, they usually have like those little like
Yeah.
places that you can kind of like chain your bike up to or whatever, like the occasional like metal like hoop thing.
Yeah. So y'all get your bikes up in there, and as you were with those 3 successes, I'll let you notice an individual on a bike, very slowly, very leisurely, making their way in your direction. You have successfully gained the attention of whoever this is, but you step up to Phoenix Books, which is a local used bookstore. It's very cozy. It is the favorite of one Beaker Michaels, and y'all enter in. It's very like homey. It's one of those things that you walk into like one of your favorite places, and it's just warm, and like the light is nice, and it just is just one of those places that just like makes you feel like happy and like safe. It's a good spot. But you enter in, the little bell chimes, and there are a few people walking around. You don't see Mick Sullivan anywhere, but they're probably around. They always are here. Parker Sullivan is the owner and proprietor of Phoenix Books. But you enter and there's a little bit of like a seating area up front. They have like some, they have like some pastries. So it's like, there's like a fake cafe, but like it's like a small, so you can get a food to eat with your books. But y'all enter in. What are you up to?
I think there's a section on stuff that you might be interested in the back here if you want to come check it out.
Sure, yeah. That sounds good.
Beaker's whole thing is act casual. Like this is totally planned.
Perfect.
So Beaker starts to pull Zach in the direction of like probably books on like occultism and stuff like that. Like
Cool.
there's probably like a little small section for, you know, the occasional goth that lives in
Oh, absolutely.
town
Yeah.
office. Like, so Zach, like Beaker pulls Zach in that direction. It's just like, it's not a really big section or incredibly comprehensive, but they've got a pretty decent lexicon of like of good stuff. I flipped through a couple of them. I don't really understand most of them, but they've got cool drawings and stuff in them. And I don't know, maybe you'd find something you like in there.
I have probably seen at least a quarter of these books before, but that's okay. It's always good to review material.
Have you been here before, Zach?
I don't think I have. I usually get all my books I got from Andy, so it's all just stuff that he has.
Oh, maybe you'll find something new that you can show him.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Y'all look around. You play your charade of looking through the bookstore, and you do actually find
coming to this bookstore is never a charade.
Nah,
for Beaker.
you're good. This is the place to be. Y'all, you actually do end up finding a book or two that you have not seen before. What's something that would blow Zach's mind? A book that would just be like about a topic or a genre or like just like a feel for a book that would be like, you find that here.
Like fucking like probably like Nostradamus level like prophecy like kind of like writings of some other like not as famous like prophet or something.
Yep. While you are looking around, you do find it. It's exactly something you would be like drool over basically. And while you're in here, you do hear distantly the bell chime at the front door. But as you pick it up and are reacting to it, around the corner, you hear a very soft, comforting voice of one Parker Sullivan, who greets you with, "Ooh, I've been interested in that one too," and kind of like peeks down. And Parker Sullivan is again, owner of Phoenix Books, I think we described as frumpy chic, like very austere, tall. They've got the slicked back hair, glasses, like button up, nice slacks, and like a big chunky cardigan wearing.
Yeah. If chat needs a little extra help, it's Asia Dillon.
And they step in and they kind of, cool, right?
Yeah.
When did you get this one in?
Ooh, and they kind of look at it and are like, 5 or 6 days ago? It's pretty new. We don't get many people back in this section, so you're probably the first one who's had eyes on it.
Nice.
Do you have like any cool like, I don't know, books about loop tech or anything like that in here?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, some people drop off old textbooks. Here, come on, and then they'll take you around to just kind of near the back, kind of in the same line. You're not getting closer to the front of the store or anything. And they're like, so over here we've got these ones. These ones are all like textbooks, like school books. These ones are manuals from like employee manuals. Some of these ones are more history, and they kind of point out, and there's pretty much any type of book that would be available to the public on the loop would be available here.
So I already do have one book about the loop in my inventory, but I'm kind of curious about the employee manual, because I feel like there'd be some sort of like best practices, like proper procedure, like things like that kind of stuff, like stuff that they would show to anyone that they were onboarding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or things like that, like public facing kind of stuff. And I'm mostly just kind of curious about that kind of thing. It's just like, what happens when things like
what happened at the loop. Like, what's the procedure for that kind of stuff? How much of that is private, I guess, is what Beaker is curious about.
Yeah, okay. So one great thing about Parker Sullivan is they're very enthusiastic about people reading their books. They treat this as much of an in-house library as it is like a bookstore. Like they love when people read books and then put them back even if they don't buy them. So they've always encouraged you to like have your fill of reading information. And so y'all sit down with one of the books kind of tucked away in a back corner.
I think just to kind of keep up appearances of not being snoopy.
Yeah.
Beaker also grabs a much larger old cookbook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And tucks the employee manual in front of it.
Yeah. So yeah. Good. Y'all take these two books back and you kind of tuck away. And there's kind of a corner that it's like behind some bookshelves that you can kind of peek out from behind, but there's not like direct line of sight on you from anywhere else, unless someone's coming down that aisle from the back. And you start paging through, and there are some mention of like lockdown procedures, like in case of an emergency, in case of and it's not fully, there's not a lot of specifics. Like, it doesn't say, if this very particular accident happens, but it's kind of like containment breach, tech malfunction, and this is a particle accelerator, so, things can go wrong with this. So, if things go down, if there's an accident, whatever, lockdown procedure is more for containment style thing. They want whoever was in the loop at the time needs to stay in the loop. That's kind of what a lockdown would be for. In which either, you don't know what specifically, but because there's something in there that either would be dangerous to the public or the individuals who were in the loop whenever what happened were to leave could be a danger to the public, or loss of intellectual property. That could also be.
That's interesting, because nobody but I guess the nighttime security guard would have been in the loop when whatever happened. They're obviously not on lockdown because they let people in. And as far as I know, they're letting people out. But I mean, I don't know if they're letting people out.
As of now,
as far as I know,
no one in, no one out since the lockdown, since the Loop Days incident. Yeah. No one in, no one out.
Town is on lockdown. Do we know that the actual Loop is on lockdown too?
The Loop is a secondary inner lockdown.
Okay, but they let people in first before they initiated that lockdown.
Mm-hmm. Whatever happened, you can assume either didn't seem dire enough or wasn't noticed until, what would be 24 hours later.
Okay, so not your typical type of lockdown. Usually I guess that they initiate lockdowns pretty quickly because they've noticed something has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. In this case, whatever has gone wrong was small enough not to notice.
Or whatever went wrong, they thought they had it under control and then changed their mind.
Yeah, that too.
There is also a section. Weird. There is also a section in there that talks about with the breach as in property theft, intellectual property theft. If something dangerous were removed from the loop, like theft is also a reason for it to go on lockdown.
So, I don't know. It looks like that piece of technology that you are definitely still carrying around with you must have been taken from the loop. I wonder if the big magnetic reaction that happened was because of it being removed from where it was supposed to be.
Maybe. But it's too difficult to speculate on what it is. We don't really know what it does, but I wouldn't assume that I'd assume that maybe there'd be a loss of magnetism as opposed to big burst of it if something was like removed that was causing it.
Well, what if the loop? Well, hold on. Let me figure out how to say this. So you know how like all of the what are they called?
The mag vessels, magnetron effect is.
Like all the mag vessels kind of float a little bit off the ground because of like whatever energy it is that the loop puts off. But,
It's the Earth.
or
The Earth's electromagnetic field.
right, whatever the Earth puts off, and how when the loop thing happened, everything kind of started floating higher. And then there was that one mag truck that was like on the ground, which never happens.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about magnets, I guess, and like electromagnetic stuff. That's not really my area of expertise.
Give me just a second. And Beaker goes running down the stacks to see if they can find any kind of book on like magnets and like Earth's magnetic field and like electromagnetic stuff. Like they start rooting around for that.
All right. As you are on that search, we're gonna jump quickly to TJ and Ferris. Y'all bike across town unimpeded. You make it back to the Graves household in record time with Ferris perched on the back of your bike. What would Maya be doing on a normal Saturday afternoon?
I'm not probably watching like movies or just watching.
She also
movie
gives
on
me
TV.
very strong garden lesbian vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Oh yeah, fully.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. Yeah.
You walk into the house and Maya is there in the kitchen in overalls, kind of covered in dust, kind of on her. She's got gloves and she's filling up a glass with Kool-Aid and is having a drink in the kitchen. And she's like, "Hey, welcome back."
Hey, I forgot something.
Okay. I'm just gonna be out back. I'm just stopping for ice and cold air break. And she
No,
kind
you
of
look like you've been busy. Do you plant something new?
just trying to cover up all of the stuff that's already in there. The snow is kind of making me nervous.
Oh yeah.
Because we're still in like harvest season for a lot of stuff. It should be fine, but anything that's not quite ready yet, I'm trying to cover with tarps. And she kind of like,
yeah, that's
ooh.
fair. I forgot about. Yeah, it's really weird that it's still snowing.
Yeah, a little strange. Cool though. Hopefully it stops, because I would like to see my pumpkins all the way through.
Yeah, Mom makes really great pumpkin pie, and I don't know if that would be great if the pumpkins are frozen.
Ooh.
Because your mom
makes
works,
great pumpkin
Yeah,
pie.
frostbitten pumpkin.
because Maya works for the Parks and Landscaping, she had access to the tech that is again very similar to the soccer field. So she can grow things that probably you could not normally grow here. So she's kind of tending to that area, and is she kind of waves you off and grabs shoves the rest of a granola bar in her mouth and wipes off her gloves and puts them back on and says, "Have fun," and she heads back out of the backyard.
Yeah, so like, I'd pretend to be going upstairs to my room, but then once I see her leave, I like quickly scurry like, okay, Ferris, I'm gonna not break into my room, my mom's office. Can you like keep watch? And actually, no, I think my mom's gonna be pretty busy with the pumpkins. So do you want to come in and help me look around?
Yeah, whatever you want me to do. I can snoop, I can watch. I'm a very good lookout.
I think we probably need a little bit of both, because my mom's probably like, I think this is when she goes into like worried gardening. It's like a combination of like, she's really worried about my other mom and also the pumpkins. So like all of it is compounding into, I need to do physical labor.
She's
So
100%.
I think we should be probably good.
She's 100%
Yeah.
nervous stress gardening right now.
Yeah. But I think we might be good, but just to keep an eye and ear out just in
wild.
case. Yeah. Especially Maya.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it. Let's do this, man. Let's go for it.
All
I
right.
think TJ like walks up to the door and it's like,
I'm just
okay,
snoop around.
we're not breaking in. Tries the door open to
It
see
is
the door still
as,
Right.
as you left it. It is open.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
walking
right.
into an unlocked room, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, I beeline immediately to the cabinet where I know the
Perfect.
key is.
Did you lock the box up again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grab the key.
I didn't think it was interesting, so I just looked up. And was like, okay, I'm just
So from the top, you grab the actual metal key and you go down to the bottom drawer and you pull out this box, little metal box, and you unlock it, and there is the piece of tech that matches the one that you currently have in your possession.
Oh, I just realized. Should we take the box? Ferris, should we take the box, or should we just take the key in the box? What do we do? Because if there is tracking, then this box probably helps stop it. But if I take the box, it's going to make it really obvious that someone just stole. I just stole from a mum.
Don't panic. I have
I'm
my
trying.
backpack, I believe, with me. Just shove it in the box and put the box in the backpack. No problem. It's just, full of textbooks and learning.
Okay, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to put in your backpack. Peer pressure. I'm just going to remember that. Peer pressure. I'm going to fit inside.
Exactly. You're being peer pressured right now. Don't even stress, man. Just, keep breathing. In, out. Woosah.
And also the files.
Should we
I'm
see if
gonna
there's
look-
anything else of interest?
Oh, you want to go through
Yeah,
the files again?
Yeah, I'm going to pull out the files that I looked at before, the night before.
Can Ferris, assist, I don't know, snooping as much as possible for
Yeah. So TJ went through,
Keywords.
spent the whole night looking through all of these files. So which ones do you want in particular? You'll be able to find them very quickly.
Definitely the one with the, I think that was talking about the arch. I don't know if it went into detail about it, but that one.
Yeah, there are some vagaries, but yeah, there is, the arch. You take the arch file.
Was it a separate file, or was it the same one where it has the redacted owners of the other three?
That is also in the arch file. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't remember. Was there anything else?
I think that was the only thing you found for what you were specifically looking for.
Yeah.
Everything else
I mean-
seemed just like random tech projects that you've heard about now that have gone public. Some projects that are of the same level of there's a mystery between them. A lot of things are there's other things with more redacted bits that you probably couldn't even get enough out of it to understand what was happening in this document unless you had context for it. But otherwise, this was the folder. This was the file that had anything that you recognized that from this particular situation.
In that case, I'm gonna just take a bunch of random files as well,
Okay.
so that I just turned to Ferris I'm watching the movies. If we take all of the a bunch of files, they won't know what someone came here for. So I don't know.
All right.
So yeah, I just take a bunch of other random files.
You do so.
Man, you're better at this than I thought you'd be.
Don't say that. I don't like you saying. Don't say that. Okay.
Who knew you had it in you? I feel like I'm learning.
Let's just go.
It's a compliment. You're very smart.
It
Alright.
sounds like you're saying I'm very good at stealing things, and I don't really take that as a compliment.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
You're just
You had a
It's like kinda-
clever at obfuscating your direction.
No, don't saying like that doesn't make help at all. Let's just go. And I was like, shove.
Quietly arguing as you leave the door. Yeah. Where is your next destination? Are you staying around here or are you heading back into town? Are you gonna
Well,
open
first
the?
I would say bye to mom.
Oh, okay.
I just grabbed my wizard staff. Go. I left this in my room.
Okay,
Bye.
be safe. I'll see you later tonight, and you head out.
Yeah, and I head out and
Bye, Mrs.
where
TJ's
should
mom.
we go?
Bye.
Where should we go?
So we didn't exactly establish. Did we establish a meetup point with them
No.
after we got?
We know
everything?
where they are, but we didn't establish a meeting point.
We didn't establish a meeting point.
Where should we go?
Okay.
All
And we retcon and say that we did.
Yeah. Where would you like to meet?
I feel like the
Good.
safest
The
thing is
safest
to go
place to
back
just-
to the clubhouse,
Back to
isn't it?
the clubhouse.
All right.
Yeah.
So
All right, cool. Yes, so we can just head back to the clubhouse.
all right, the two of you start biking off in that direction. And right there, I think we're going to take our break really quick so that we'll take about 10 minutes,
Cool.
snacks, stretch, contemplate mysteries. And we will be back.
Thinking.
Yeah, thinking. It's thinking time. Time for contemplation. And we will be back shortly. Bye. Hello, welcome back to our fun mystery adventure time. I'm very excited to see what our kids are up to. We left off with Ferris and TJ biking away from the Graves house, but we are going to start the second half of our episode back in Phoenix Books, where Beaker is searching for some information on what were you looking specifically for?
Magnets, electromagnetism, like
Magnetron
way-
effect, stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. So I will say, as you're moving through these bookshelves, you do occasionally, you can kind of peek through and see up front, and you see a familiar looking man, reddish blonde hair, thick rimmed glasses. He is no longer wearing a button. He's got a chunky block colored windbreaker with like the big collar. It's like green and blue, and he is seated directly next to the front door, eating like a scone or something, and reading a book, but like scanning the bookstore every once in a while. He does not appear to have seen you, but you have noticed him.
I think from their little, like their safe state behind the stacks, they just kind of glare.
Yeah.
Just do a little glare, like creepy guy following around kids. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you see him. He's got his like shoulder bag like on the table in front of him, and he has the book he's reading now appears to be a notebook. So he puts a pen back down and he kind of puts all of his things away. But he just kind of is chilling, just like you are, but seems to be waiting. But you move past. And you find there is definitely a section on magnetrine for sure, because that is like big deal here. This is a technology that's been utilized for a couple decades now. But you also find, so the things you find in magnets, so there's books about the magnetrine effect. You can find books about just magnets in general. You find information about EMPs. And then you find like just things about the general like electromagnetic field of the Earth, which would be closely tied with the magnetrine stuff.
I grab all as many of them as I can fit in my scrawny 10-year-old arms.
Yeah, you grab a few of each. You try to find whatever and whatever you can, and you make your way back over to where Zach is sitting.
Okay.
This is a lot.
Yeah, we need it for all the research.
Okay.
Pick one.
Just take the one off the top.
All right.
If you see anything interesting, well, don't shout or anything. He's waiting up by the front door for us.
Don't like
Do
that.
I know if Phoenix Books has like a back room or anything like that?
There's a back room, but there's only one entrance to the building, and it's in the front.
We can't Kool-Aid Man our way out of here. Okay, cool. Got it.
But he doesn't appear to be moving, so you have time for now.
Yeah. He doesn't appear to actually be actively looking for us in like an aggressive way, but he's definitely waiting for us to leave. Anyways, and Beaker also picks up one of the books. Let's see if we can find some answers.
I'm going to have both of you. Normally this would be like a one, but since you have so many books and you're both independently looking, I'm gonna have both of you make a comprehend mind check or mind comprehend to be able to find relevant information. And if you're successful, I'll be able to give you some pieces of information that are relevant, and we'll see what you learn.
One
I have
success.
One success,
One
too.
success. Okay, so let me see if there's a bonus.
It's my biggest roll, and I only got one, but it was a success, so that's good enough.
Cool. Okay. So the way the comprehend checks work is basically to put information that you know together with information that you're learning is what this check is for. So as you're looking through, you also have the books that you grabbed from the loop stuff too. So you have all of these books. So what you learn, the thing that sticks out to you most is the electromagnetic field of the Earth, the magnetron effect a little bit, just kind of because they're tied, and EMPs are the things that stick out to you the most. So EMPs is electromagnetic pulse. Some happen naturally, some can be man-made. I believe there are 3 scales of EMPs, E1, E2, and E3. E1 is like the fastest, most brief, quickest flash. It usually lasts for like barely a millisecond, but it's regarded as the most substantially powerful. It's highly destructive. It would occur after like a detonation of a nuclear bomb. Like that's an E1 scale EMP. An E2 lasts for a little bit longer than an E1, and it could be caused by a man-made explosion, depending on the size of it, or it could be a secondary EMP after the E1, after like a nuclear explosion. Neither of these seem like they are what you're looking for, but an E3 EMP event is less powerful than 1 or 2, but it can last for hours or days depending on the originating incident. This is this type of EMP usually in like real life would occur due to solar flares in the sun runs. I think EMP can even like electromagnetic stuff is even associated with like lightning and like electrostatic charge and things like that. So in EMP, what it can do, the electromagnetic pulse can destroy sensitive electronic equipment. It can burst power lines. It can even bring down airplanes. It can damage brick and mortar structures if it's strong enough. It can cause power outages. It can cause heavy static in TVs, patchy phone service. Speakers can blow out.
Magnetrine objects float.
It can make magnetrine objects grounded. Absolutely. And a lot of the things you've seen in the strange events, nothing you've seen explains the floating in the graveyard, but that you have not, between everything you find, you don't see anything recorded of anything that scale. That seems, what you've gained from this, that seems like an outlier, like a thing that might not have been recorded before. But it could all be related. So the way that this is how it is, it isn't like a full, like blacks everything out fully. It seems to be like in areas like something is rolling around town with the function of an EMP.
Okay. I think that basically, like, every now and again, like, Beaker will just, like, kind of poke up their head and, like, shove the book in Zach's direction, like, look at this, look at, like, things like that, like, being like, so whatever happened at the loop must have been some kind of electromagnetic pulse, or what we experienced was the reaction to whatever happened in the loop. Maybe what happened in the loop wasn't an electromagnetic pulse, but it caused one.
Zach,
Sounds reasonable.
based on things that, like, now that you're reading this with your comprehend check, and having talked to Andy, this could have caused the loop to stand still. An electromagnetic pulse, an EMP, could have stopped the loop for a night.
This might have been, well, that would be consistent then, that this could have stopped the pulse could have stopped the loop from running, and
You think it was the other way around?
I don't know.
Who would want to stop the loop, and why?
It might have still been an accident, but it definitely the things coincide with each other, and maybe
Okay.
someone does want it to stop. But
So, electromagnetic pulse happens. The loop shuts down for a night. We find that thing in your bag, and then the bank gets robbed, or somebody tries to rob it. And then there's another one of those things in TJ's mom's office. A lot of parts, so many parts. My brain's starting to hurt. That takes work. It takes work to make my brain hurt. So do we know anything in town strong enough to make an electromagnetic pulse?
I mean, they probably wouldn't have something in town where kids can get at it, so that's a reason to say no, at least here localized.
Do you think it was somebody in the woods or somebody in the actual loop who did it?
I don't think we have enough info to speculate about that.
You speculate about everything and you won't speculate about this?
Well, that's true, but I don't want to start. I've never encountered anything like this before, and at least in other cases, there's like recorded information and things that people have observed at least more than once, and so and things are consistent. There's nothing consistent going on here. It's really difficult to pull anything out.
Well, that means that, Zach, you have to start thinking creatively. You're the first person who gets to observe this. You are the person who discovered this. What do you think the person who saw Bigfoot for the first time felt? Didn't feel better until somebody else had saw him, but he didn't feel bad about speculating until somebody did. What about the first person who ever saw the Thin Man or the Babadook? There's always a first person, and speculation is how eventually things become fact, or at least very, very strong fiction.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Besides, you weren't the only one there. We all saw it. We all experienced it. So I think we have the right to speculate a little bit.
That's true. This is like, maybe I talk a big game sometimes, but I'm also afraid of getting hurt. And now that it's not just me searching for things right now, it's all of you are trying to do this too. And there's the guy waiting for us to leave this building, and that is kind of scary.
Well, you're not alone, and anybody who tries to come after you has to go through me. And I have a sword.
You do have
I'm
a
not
sword.
afraid to use it.
You're not afraid to use it. that
Plus,
is comforting.
We could always ask McSullivan for help. Maybe they can distract him while we're trying to leave. I just have to go get their attention.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Could probably try to do that.
Okay. Do you mind writing some of this stuff down? Do you have a notebook or anything like that?
Yeah, I do. I can take down all the stuff.
Also, can you please hand me that book? The one with all the cool stuff in it that you've never seen before?
Sure, yeah. If you want to take a look. Here you go.
And Beaker takes the book and starts moving up kind of towards the register.
All right.
Like trying to stay out of sight of the guy,
Yeah.
but like
You see, he's still there, and he looks like he's not looking up as much as he was before when you first saw him, but it looks like he is writing feverishly in whatever notebook he has in front of him.
Yeah.
He does look up occasionally, but yeah.
Yeah. And before I left Zach, I also wrote something down on a scratch sheet of paper and like kind of tucked it in the first, like in the fold of the book that I'm bringing up to the register. And I ring it up and I go, I would like to buy this, please.
Say, oh, okay, all right. And they take it up and they flip through it to ensure that it is intact. And what note do they find?
That guy is following us. Can you help us get out?
They snap to attention and like look over immediately, like full like protector mode here. And they nod very emphatically at you, and they're like, "Yeah, this is an excellent book, and we'll ring up with you."
Yeah, and they pull out, a big wad of their allowance, and they slide it across the counter.
Mm-hmm. And they ring you up and get you a little bag for it. And as you're over here, the man by the door seems to notice you, like, because you're like periphery paying attention. Seems to, like, the writing slows because he seems to have noticed you. And then kind of continues, but like it's like looking up at you.
And then Beaker heads back towards Zach and just presents the bag to him.
Thank you. You didn't have to do that.
Of course I did. It's something that you can share with your brother.
Thanks. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Plus, it was the perfect way to let Parker know that we're in trouble. So.
Okay, good. Good.
So hopefully they're going to help us get out of here. So let's start getting our stuff together.
Okay.
All right. You two pack up, and as you start to hear like a loud conversation happening kind of near the front, and as you kind of peer up closer, you can see Parker has like goaded this person into standing up and being like, will you help me? Will you please come here? I need, this is like, I've like trying to carry something and has like dropped it and is like simply, and like other people are like, what is going on? And coming up to like help this person, and they're specifically trying to get this individual to come help them, and it takes a couple of tries before he's finally like, God, fine, and he comes up and is like clearly like still looking around, but there's a little bit of a commotion, and he bends down to help pick up you know what they did is they probably like halfway knocked over a bookshelf like a little bit, and it's like other people trying to help. So as you guys go through, and so he was sitting right next to the front door, and sitting on the table where he was sitting is his book bag. Unattended. And you flee.
Yep.
All right, y'all get on your bikes, and I'm just probably as fast as you can. And as you're kind of like are turning, Parker doesn't see you grab the bag, but sees you get out and winks at you as you, in between, they're like like, and then keeps going back to, yeah. And y'all get on your bikes and you head out. I'm assuming back to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
All right, you book it. You arrive. A while probably after Ferris and TJ's yelled, spent a lot of time reading, and you roll up to the Duck where TJ and Ferris, what have you been up to for the past maybe hour or so?
TJ's probably been worried, like they haven't come back yet. Did they get caught? Did the guy following them catch them? Should we go to the bookstore to make sure that they arrived safely? What should we do?
They've probably been having this circular argument like every 5 to 10 minutes. Like, they'll get through it, and Ferris will be like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Like, they'll be okay. They're gonna make it back. TJ will be like, okay. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, but what if they got caught?
Yeah.
So, on repeat.
On loop, yep. During one of these, like, at some point you stand up and you're like, it's been too long, and you hear the like clinking of the flicking sound of bicycle wheels as they pull up and hard brake in the gravel out front of the Duck, and you can kind of see through the whole.
TJ rushes out and just like hugs the Beaker and hugs that.
I told you.
Oh God,
I stole
was so worried.
something.
What? Not
Beaker
you
stole
two.
something.
Oh my God. Wow, this is a really big day. This is gonna be one for the calendar.
Thieves!
I don't want
We're
anyone
just
to remember
wait.
this happening.
Mick Sullivan managed to distract the guy so that we could get out of the bookstore, and he left his bag, so I grabbed it. And they like plunk it down in the middle of the Duck.
a burst of dust comes up around it and settles.
Thank God you're a genius, Beaker.
No, but we did find some really cool information. We found some really cool information in the bookstore. Tell him, Zach.
You can say you exposit if you would like.
Yeah, I would exposit. Still like caught off guard by like, oh fuck, like bringing out the notebook and like trying to read all the notes out.
Cool. Yeah, after a bit of time, y'all talk about magnets and EMPs and.
I think I remember this in science class, but I wasn't listening. So I guess I might pass the pop quiz if we have one. I don't think we got anything that good. Ferris, can you?
I mean, we had the other key, and that's what.
Did y'all open it at all while you were in here, or did you just leave it in the box until everyone showed up?
I think we've probably been waiting until everyone shows up
cool.
to see what actually happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are we ready to see what happens with two of these bad boys together?
Can we read the file first, real quick?
And Beaker unzips the bag and just dumps out everything that's inside it.
Oh, the man's bag?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, on a pile in the dirt on the floor, y'all kneel down around it. In this bag, you find a Walkman that's wrapped up with like headphones. There are a few loose cassettes.
Anybody need a new Walkman?
Yeah, new Walkman. Yeah, you grab it, you check it out. The back of it looks scorched. When you pull the battery pack open, the batteries look like they've like blown out or like have been scorched in it. You don't know if it's salvageable. You could test it out later with new batteries, but it does not seem like it's going to work until it has had some TLC.
Daddy didn't raise a quitter.
If you would also like the cassettes, there's like, I don't know, Thriller, Purple Rain.
Yes.
Toto 4. There you go. You got three new cassettes. I'm pretty sure that all of those are early 80s.
Had me a Purple Rain.
You find there's like a case full of like pencils, pens, paper clips, standard office equipments. There is a lanyard attached to a key card and a handful of miscellaneous keys. There is a hard black case of an unidentifiable metal with a place for a lock to attach but no lock attached to it. 2 notebooks, 1 spiral and 1 wrapped, bound with like a lock on it. And that is what besides there's maybe like scraps of like a granola bar that's uneaten, some garbage, some cough drop wrappers at the bottom of the bag.
As soon as Beaker sees a notebook with a lock on it, they're in that bag trying to find the key.
Okay. So I'm not even going to make you roll. The lanyard has a set of keys on it, and if you sit and try for 45 seconds, one of the keys on the lanyard does open the snap on the thing. So, and in your hand now you have a lanyard with a key card, and on the key card has a photo of the individual that you have stolen this from. It is a DARPA facility key card. And it says this is Dr. Hal Robinson, and he works under DART, so the Department of Advanced Research into Teleportation. Hal Robinson. He looks a lot younger in this photo, like maybe he's worked there for a while, but it is, without a doubt, still the same man.
I guess if we want to break into the loop, we can now.
How many crimes are we gonna?
No,
how many crimes are we gonna do?
We could.
I think they will know very quickly that we are not we're not Dr. Hal Robinson.
Oh, we could like get somebody on TJ's shoulder and put like a trench coat on. Like we could fake it. It's fine.
How many games that we're in?
Agenda.
2 kids on their shoulders and a trench coat.
This guy is white, for one thing.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
one thing, I think that puts us at all a disadvantage here.
Yeah, none of us are white. Oh yeah.
Well, I am just an innocent child looking for my dad, you know? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, oh, get out. Like, he hasn't been home in over 24 hours. I'm justified, right?
Let's talk about possibly breaking into a highly guarded collider later and figure out what we have right now, please.
So we have files, We have this notebook that I just unlocked. We have the battery things, and then we have a lanyard that we can break into the facility with.
Definitely hang on to that
We're breaking
one.
into it? Nope.
It's
Okay.
become very obvious that the extended amount of time being around other kids is starting to actually have some sort of influence on Beaker.
Excellent. I love that for them.
Oops, 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 oops.
So yeah, I'd get out all of the files. It's like, yeah, so I got a bunch of random files as well, so that if we do, like, if my mum does come back and finds out that some things are missing, she's not sure why the person who came to steal stuff sold. Anyway,
It's okay.
Everything's gonna
Here.
be fine.
Have a Capri Sun.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
it like sits there like sorry. This is a file that's useful. The other ones might be useful. I don't know, but I took the other ones at random. This is the one with the owners of the keys and stuff and redactions and all about the arch and all of that. I'm just gonna sit here.
Just calm down, yeah. Just like
Capri
define
Suns,
calm.
and Capri Suns may be a 90s thing, but I don't care. This is
They
the 80s,
exist
it never
here.
was.
Exactly.
They exist
this
here.
came early.
Exactly.
All right. So you have your two notebooks. The spiral bound one that is unlocked, that doesn't have a lock on it, is kind of full of like sketches, schematics of things you don't really recognize. TJ and Ferris, you see a couple of things that are of the similar shape of the arch project that you saw, but not like a lot of detail in it. It's mostly full of like sketching and like lists of like parts and stuff. Like there's not a lot of coherent things in there. The book that you have now just unlocked is full of writing, of information about Project Arch. And from the first page, it is dated about 6 or 7 years ago is the first entry in here. And so Arch, you learn here, it is ARTCH, Arch, Automated Reactor Teleportation Control Hub. So, y'all spend a significant amount of time. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You guys have time. You're in your clubhouse. No trouble can befall you here. You have all day. Some of the things in here are out of your grasp entirely. Like some of it is just nonsense. There are equations and things that are written down, that words that mean nothing to you. But there is a lot of information in here. I'm so glad you took the bag. This is so much fun. I'm so excited, you guys. I didn't know if you were gonna get a situation in which you could get the bag, but it was perfect. You got a perfect situation to leave the bag. All right. So in the beginning, taped in, there are like some basic schematics that are like hand drawn, that seem like they were cut out from other locations and like taped in here. The handwriting that's on there matches the rest of the book, so you would assume that he's the one who drew them or designed them. But they match sort of the on the file that TJ has, those schematics, those illustrations. There's a slightly different, but like you can tell it would become this. It is the same thing. It talks vaguely about activation devices, but you don't really get much out of that. But they are essentially working on a teleportation device, and from the looks of it, it was his project. Hal Robinson was heading the Arch project. It talks about tests like on atomic scales, like moving atoms, like centimeters and things like that, like really, really tiny to like maybe to like barely a meter away. And just the ways that this experiment progressed. At some point, the scale of the test, though, jumps dramatically to what they are trying to teleport and how far they're going. And then suddenly there are a handful of pages fully ripped out. From there, it goes from experimenting and like leading an experiment and like delegating tasks like it had been up until now, to almost purely hypothesizing theories, kind of just like sporadic thoughts and like ideas, until it gets to a page titled Arch Mark II. Everything after this is theories. He doesn't seem to be in charge of the project anymore. Where there is non-scientific commentary, it's rare, but it feels bitter. The Mark II clearly draws from the original, but it sounds like they've enlisted help now from the Swedish loop, who have loaned them some experimental technology in the form of a 3-pronged programmable device called Key. There's only one of this type, these 3 things, only one set exists, and it is on loan from the Swedish loop. Within all of the observable facts of observed things from these experiments, there's also hypotheses he's made, things he thinks to be true or is trying to prove, and it basically comes down to he believes that the Arch is able to achieve interdimensional connection and possibly travel. According to him, there are infinite number of dimensions that are adjacent to one another and adjacent to ours, and he believes that they briefly made contact with one during the most recent failed rushed testing. He believes he made contact with one briefly during the final failed testing of the Mark I, which destroyed the Mark I. For a while, it doesn't seem like he's attempting to follow through on these theories anymore, and mostly is just cataloging predictions and equations and possibilities and alterations that don't ever have follow-up notes, so just thoughts that don't ever do anything with, until a page dated Thursday's date, the day of the graveyard, the incident in the graveyard. His notes change from cleanly documented to wild and almost frantic, where he details several observations about the Arch had its scheduled testing. It was the largest distance they'd tried yet with the Mark II. Seems like they had been working up to it incrementally instead of jumping, which is what destroyed the Mark I. The Arch is opened. There was some sort of electric discharge. He says he saw something come through, and no one believes him. There was a huge electromagnetic pulse from whatever transfer got made that blew out many labs in the loop and shut the loop down for 24 hours. Not even 12 hours. He doesn't detail how many labs or what happened, but it seems if a huge EMP pulse goes off in a huge tech bed, not gonna be great. It seems like the facility isn't taking his word for it, and they're just focusing on cleanup. To clean up all the things that blew before the Arch was deactivated. And he believes that there is some sort of incorporeal sentience from another dimension that is here in Boulder City, Nevada. He goes on to document other weird things he saw in the loop for the past day and a half. For that night. Weird sights, things that were blowing out, strange magnetic effects that weren't working properly. He started predicting sporadic effects across the facility. He thinks that this creature might be, or sentience, whatever, it might be very dangerous, very powerful. He wants to take the keys and reprogram them into a net to open the gate again, to catch it, to steady it. But he predicts rolling effects resembling a E3 EMP, which you guys have now learned about, which will inevitably get worse the longer it's here. And he details that the snow, he believes, is also cause for this disturbance being here. There's a little bit about, you can kind of glean from his notes. He started a plan. He writes down ways that he wants to catch it, uses a power source. The key comes up again when he's talking about, again, reprogramming it into a net, and he lists 3 things. Key 1, DARPA Facility Central Office. Key 2, care of Dr. Robin Graves, and your address, TJ. Key 3, care of Peter Norse at the Boulder City First Bank, box number 47. He lists a couple of movements and locations and times between all of these keys, where they go. So every day they come from their care of place to the loop, and every night they go back with their care of back home. They stay split because it's a very powerful piece of technology. And then there is a description of a person, a short boy with shoulder-length brown hair with a shoulder bag, painted nails, mole on his nose and under his eye, and the last few places he had seen you.
That is so terrifying.
Woo! I'm so glad you got this notebook, you guys. I'm so excited. So if you need clarifications, let me know. That was a lot of information. I just threw you all at once.
He has the notebook right now. Like he's like holding it.
I think Beaker is the one reading all of this stuff out, and as they're reading, their eyes just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, especially when the interdimensional sentience is mentioned, it's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like kind of yeah, their eyes are just like huge behind their big glasses, and like when they finish, they kind of just look up at Zach, and then they look at TJ, and then they look at Ferris, and they kind of close the book again.
TJ like takes the book from Beaker, and are there any pencils like in that like came out of the bag?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go to the pages where pages were ripped out, and I want to like lightly sketch over to see if I can see any outlines of what might have been at least on the last page of the ripped out pages. See if there's any impressions left behind.
Oh, so you want to like take a. So there was the first half has written, and then after the ripped up pages, there's still writing. So
Yeah,
you want to
so-
go over the page with writing on it still?
You
Just
want to get
lightly with
another
pen-
piece of paper,
Yeah, you can probably
Perhaps?
pull a piece of
Yeah.
paper out of the back of it and
Yeah.
put it on there. Yeah, you take a while to do kind of try to get like a rubbing of it. And what you kind of see at the top of it is grandiose hopes for this Mark 1 and moving the project further faster than was probably predicted. It seems like hubris. If you have if you as a tween has concept of that, it's basically the last documented notes, his thoughts, his theories about this before it went
Yeah,
badly.
Okay.
So what you can kind of glean from that is it seems like out of frustration of the failure, he just like in anger
Just tore it out.
destroyed the
Yeah.
last bits of the things that ended up being a failure.
Yes, I then also slowly closed the book. Guy, I think we might be dealing with. I mean, Beaker, you heard Beaker read it. We're dealing with like interdimensional stuff. I don't know if we're equipped for this.
I might have met an interdimensional being and like
Wait.
made some kind of contact with it.
Wait, you think that thing, the thing that was like in the bot, was an interdim? But he says it could be dangerous. Are you sure you feel okay? It said it could be dangerous.
It didn't hurt me. It just seemed to be trying to communicate. I don't know if it was trying to communicate with me either. Like I said, it felt like it was trying to understand me. It didn't hurt me or anything. It just felt weird. I don't know where it went after that.
I will say, if you guys have any more questions about in-depth of anything that I told you, I just tried to give you the if there's anything you want to know more about, there's probably more notes on it. So if you have other questions, I will just throw that out there. That wasn't the extent.
Yeah.
There's definitely more.
So much.
Yeah, I know.
Are there any notes on what the last known location of the bank key or the bank piece of the key was? Like, does there seem to be any kind of notes made about that incident?
Lightly, his plan was to intercept the bank key before it reached its destination.
I think we have the bank key already. I think the only key left is the one in the office, which I think he said was in the loop, right?
Yep, the DARPA facility central office.
We need to break in. We need to break into the loop.
Looks like it's time to use that ID, that key card.
Well, at the very least, we should try and get them all in the same place. Can I take a look at like a closer look at the one of the keys to see like
Which one would you like to look at?
I guess the one that Zach had that was still glowing. I'm kind of curious about like Beaker is curious about like how they're programmed, like how does it work, kind of a thing. It's like, are there any buttons? Is there some sort of interface? Like that's kind of they're kind of like curious about like the way that they open the box with the other one in it. They don't take it out or touch it or anything. Like they're just kind of like trying to observe how the two might connect or something like that. Like
the I will say, I don't know if I told you, I think there's a box, there's a case that was in Hal Robinson's bag that matches the case that you took from.
Great.
Yeah, so there's that. So you would assume that that's where that came from. So they are identical as far as you can tell. It looks like now looking at two of them, you can see where they would connect, and a third would fit exactly in. They look like together they the bottom, I guess it would be, interfaces with something when all three of them are together, like they are added to something. With the schematics from the spiral bound notebook that you couldn't really tell what they were before looking through it, you can see there's a little bit near the end about the key, because from his notes the key is a more recent addition to the Arch project. It looks like the way that they work is they all attach together, and together they become like a full functioning thing. They activate and deactivate the Arch. So they are put together, inserted in, basically turned like a key, and it allows the whole thing to work. You turn it off and remove it when you would like to end it. It sounds like what his plan is he wants to take them and reprogram them, probably attaching them to some other sort of tech or computer. You're not really sure. He doesn't really detail that specifically, where he wants to change the function of the keys from opening a gateway to like making like a, not to make a Star Trek reference, but to like pattern hold kind of a thing, like to make a stasis, to grab it, to get him in a buffer and contain it and keep it here, is what his plan is with the key. Because he has other things written about what he expects from this sentience in there as well, and he's convinced it's going to be dangerous and also very powerful, and that he wants to study it.
So we can't let this guy get this thing, right? Like
No
we
way.
all agree that we can't let him get these keys back.
We
Absolutely
also
not.
can't let the interdimensional, possibly dangerous being just roam around.
Well, we should definitely try to find it, but I honestly don't think it's dangerous. Maybe it's very curious. It's probably more scared than anything else.
In any case, probably better that we keep a hand on the key rather than hand it over to... What was his name again?
Hal Robinson.
I don't know.
Hal Robinson.
Anybody who wants to trap something that's sentient and then study it, I don't like that. I don't think we should let it happen.
He talks further about how it, the longer it's here, like I said, the more destruction it's going to cause. So all of the strange lights, the grounded magnetron, are all, he is saying they are all happening because it's here. And he talks about how he expects that it can interface with existing technology, and possibly he thinks that it can have influence over human beings, or he doesn't say, he says possibly other like organic beings, but he says mostly he expects it to just be human beings. Potentially. He says he hasn't seen it yet, but like from what he has observed and expects from what his predictions were for this alternate dimension that he believes exists, he thinks all of that is possible, and that this, whatever it is, might grow more aggressive and antagonistic the longer it's here and not contained.
TJ like turns to Beaker like,
I think
it was trying to influence you.
I don't think so. But to be fair to you, there's no way we can know for sure. The one thing that is definitely true is that we can't let it stay here. We can't let the doctor get a hold of it either.
So what do we do? I mean,
Find
the
it
net
and bring
thing.
it back to the loop. Probably.
We have to put
Possible.
it in
Just right
something.
into the
We got to put it in some. We got to find it and give it something a lot easier and more portable to carry.
I kind of just look at the Walkman, like, would it fit in there?
I wonder if
I wouldn't want to get
Um,
stuck in a Walkman. Are you kidding?
I don't know.
at least not a broken one.
It doesn't seem like to what Dr. Howell guesses of this. He says that it is like it doesn't need a vessel by any means, and it just can kind of be wherever it wants to, and but that it from what he saw at the loop facility that night, he guesses that it is trying to get a handle on this state of
Dimension.
being, this world, this dimension, how we live here, because it is such a different. He said, you don't know, all of this is stated as hypothesis and theory. Like, you don't know how much of this he is pulling out of his ass and how much of this is fact. Some things he has listed as, like, actual observations, but not all of it is mentioned to be actual observations, so you don't know what is true and what's speculation. But that it hops around, that it will probably be able to, like, influence people, things like that, and that the loop. He also predicts that the loop will probably get shut down because they won't know what to make of it because no one is listening to him. Which the loop is shut down, which could mean he was right about that, but you don't know.
the last time we saw it or heard it, it was inside Guardbot outside. Anybody have any good ideas for how to try and find it again? mean-
Whistle and set out some wet dog food.
I don't know if it would it eat? Does it eat? I don't think it would be able to eat in a robot anyway.
Well,
Well,
it was
it's the dog food equivalent for interdimensional beings that can just float around.
That's actually kind of what I was just thinking about. What was inside this bot that was so different from all of the other bots that the being tried?
Would you like to make a comprehend check?
Yes.
Let's see.
Legs.
Pretty sure that's the one I want. Comprehend. Comprehend mind.
One of my dice. Oh, there it is. Would it be comprehend or would it be? Yeah. Okay.
You
I'll
can
take your
choose.
word
Is
for
there
it.
another one that it would be? Could be
Oh.
probably be calculate tech or comprehend mind. I'll take either because it's technological and also you're trying to glean information. So whichever one you would prefer.
One success.
One success. Perfect. You guess it was looking for something with enough of a charge to work, and that all the things it was trying, it burnt out immediately, or there wasn't enough in, and there was just enough of a charge in Guardbot that it could get up and moving around, but less than it was either anticipating, or it was just enough and it didn't really care how much was in there, and it got it moving around and hung out with you guys for a second and then ran out of battery. Or left. You're not sure. It could have sapped the charge with it when it left. You're not 100% sure.
We should try and find other things around here that have a little bit of a charge. See if we can't set up a little trap for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wouldn't it be
still
sweet
very
if somebody had a Game Boy?
Someone's probably got an Atari.
Just gotta remember to keep breathing. Yeah, I got an Atari.
Yeah,
Tamagotchi.
You,
I mean-
you and
Tamagotchi, that'd be great.
I will say there's nothing that it would insinuate that having a corporeal form would stop it from no longer having a corporeal form. Like it seems
Right.
like from his theories, it seems like it can just hop around. So even if you get it in something, there's no guarantee that it would stick there.
which means we need to find like lots of things so that it can hop around happily.
And maybe
I don't
we can
know.
talk to it.
What's enticing?
You and Zach are the ones who do all of the hunting for parts. Nobody knows better than you two what's actually going to have decent charge.
Probably nothing here.
Nothing here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we can't like get stuff and bring it here if we need to. That actually do create like a honeypot trap of like it's a bunch of powered up equipment that it would be stupid to avoid like being able to just like not hang out in for at least a little bit.
I will give you one piece of information that in the bot the guard bot has no capability to communicate outside of movement, and it seemed very curious and or taken aback by you, like it was looking at you. It didn't know what you were. Or like it wasn't expecting you to be out here. But it had no method of communication. So it may be limited by the form it takes, or have the outward ability of a form that it takes.
Get it a speak and spell, like, or something.
Would anyone happen to have a flashlight that might happen to have batteries that I could try in this Walkman? Get it to mash up cassette tapes.
I mean, there are other things. There are things that exist that have output that is not speaking.
True.
I have
TV.
A little toaster that could.
I have another idea. Like, if we can figure out a way to maybe like spread the pieces of tech out so that it leads back to the loop. That's really involved.
Like a little breadcrumb trail.
Yeah, but it sounds complicated and
we need like a wagon.
I have a wagon. We could use Patty's wagon. A paddy wagon.
Paddy wagon.
We might need a big wagon if we're going to be hauling tech all the way to the loop, like a little trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
It's probably not the most efficient or effective idea, but it's an idea.
It's on the table.
We think of something better.
Maybe if we can attract it here and then communicate with it, because from what I'm getting, if he doesn't want to go back to the loop, it's not going to.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can convince it, if you get in one place enough to talk to it.
What pieces of technology are we familiar with that run on this same kind of magnetrine stuff, like products of the loop that would have the kind of like
the
communication capabilities that we're looking for?
I mean, the bot that you saw doesn't have magnetrine.
Sorry. Okay.
So I'm just something like that isn't a requirement. It doesn't seem like.
Okay.
So like you.
So it could like literally be a speak and spell. But we're just looking for something that has that charge that runs like these machines.
Just
I
something
guess.
that is
Might as
not
well.
a dead bot, basically, from what you've gained. That it has, according to him, it could have some capability to manipulate technology with some sort of output. So like maybe not a toaster, but like maybe a computer. Or
Okay.
a calculator.
Radio.
Calculator has numbers, like an input and output, like things with an output.
Ooh! Could spell boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interdimensional sentient being. All it wants to do is talk about boobs.
Spell boobs.
I get it, man. Relatable. Can we dig around and see what we got just like in the immediate area in the hideout or outside of it?
Yeah.
So nothing here is going to have any sort. It's probably not going to have battery.
Okay.
You could probably guess that the rattling around was it looking for something, and the one thing it found that was suitable died immediately.
Might be something at like the school or the record store or
My brother's friend works at a video store that has a
that
lot of
could
tech around
work.
there.
That could work.
But then also, wouldn't it? So how do we attract it? Because I'm assuming the tech store already has all the tech there. So would you have already visited there?
but it might not know that it exists, and according to like the doctor's notes, it's like kind of jumping around from place to place, and if it might have like just skipped over a spot entirely, and at least it knows that this place is here and it has tech in it. It might come back if it like sees something new.
He says he thinks that he predicted that it would maybe not fear, but be observing for the first amount of time before it would venture out, be in the loop for a while, and then inevitably figure out how to leave the loop and figure out where it is. And he guesses it probably will. I mean, this is a completely unfamiliar landscape for whatever it is, and so he says that he does not know what to expect, but he expects that it will be powerful and it will slowly destabilize here. But it's probably, you can assume based on his notes that what he guesses is what you can guess is that it's probably getting a lay of the land right now.
It's probably going to go to places. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. The only concern is that we did just like steal a thing from a guy that's looking for us around town. Going back into town might be a bad idea at the current present time, or at least we'll have to be very aware what's around us.
Beaker, how much time do you think you spent with
discreet.
How much time do you think you spent with that the Loop employee manual book? You looked at it for a little while.
Yeah.
Did we make a roll for that? We made a roll when you looked through a bunch of books.
We did when we did the electromagnetic
That's
pulse
right.
books, but not for this one.
Well, I
And
had
not
said
for
that
the
you had that
employee.
book with you, so you had a success, if not a very good roll.
Yeah.
I will give
I
you
did have yeah. Go ahead.
I'll give you some additional information just from researching while you had specifically sought out that book earlier. Where did it go? The Loop has 6 entrance gates. They're Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and Foxtrot. The Charlie gate is almost in town. It is right on the outskirts to the east of Boulder City. The rest of them follow the loop all the way around. Like they go, some of them are out like in the water. I don't remember which one. One of them is in the water. Alpha Gate is like in Lake Mead, but like this is the reactor in Boulder City. The Charlie Gate is right here. Other one, there's Bravo Gate is by the Hoover Dam. Alpha Gate's up there, but they go all the way around, and some of them are in the center. But you know that the Charlie Gate exists in town. Just to give you more information that might.
Well, at least we have a fast and quick way into the loop that's like right next to town.
Yeah, forgot about
But
that.
yeah,
Tried to start thinking about the fact that we're going to break into that.
still trying to wrap my mind around the best way to get this thing's attention. Like, we got lucky the first time. Trying to actually lure it into a specific place the second time is not going to be easy.
Well, we can't, like, there's probably some kind of pattern as to how it's been moving around the past couple of days. If we can just, maybe there's like one or like couple of like hot spots that it might end up next, like maybe it's only jumping a certain amount when it makes an effect or whatever, that it's that we can maybe find where it's gonna land next. It might not be luring it, but just putting something in a spot where we think it might show up.
As you guys are talking, there's a whistling sound. And after a second, you realize it is the wind has picked up, and the way that it is moving through the pockmarked holes of this duck is creating kind of a like echoing whistle effect, but it picks up very suddenly and maintains.
That's kind of cool, but also kind of
It's very pretty, actually, inside your clubhouse. But
Beaker, being who they are, the curious one who automatically like wants to go straight for the danger, kind of sticks their head out of the duck again.
Yeah.
Are there any observable changes in the weather or anything like that?
yeah, the clouds have thickened and grown darker. It is nearing afternoon, later afternoon now, and the sun should still be up in the sky, but the sky is dark. dark now with clouds, and the snow is coming down much heavier, and now is with the wind. You stick your head out and you kind of get pelted a little bit with the snow. It's not quite going like a horizontal, which it sometimes does, but it has picked up and the snow is moving now, swirling around in this area, this open area. Now it kind of gets down and the wind will catch it up into like a little bit of spirals and like a tiny cyclone while it picks up dust and snow as it kind of moves through this area. And it's not fully you're down below some of like these piles of tech. The whistling is coming from up higher in the duck where the wind is still hitting it directly across, but even down here you can feel the wind blowing.
So I don't think we should stay out much longer.
Yeah, it's getting pretty cold and very dark.
What do you think? Do you think we should go ahead?
tomorrow?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to meet up tomorrow? Keep the keys separate.
I think
But-
we should leave as much stuff here as we think is safe to leave here. It's better if it's not on any of us in case we get caught.
Definitely shouldn't be on me.
Yeah, Lord knows you're an easy mark.
Do you want to try and bury it then? Because I feel like maybe this the guy's been following you, and I kind of like pointed at a notebook where it's literally written down where Zach's been. They might know about this place.
Yeah, I think
Mechanically, your clubhouse is safe. They will be untouched, but just per game rules. If you don't want to.
We can just cover it, hide it under some junk, make it look totally nonchalant. Like the best things are hidden in plain sight. If anyone were to go snooping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can put it in a pile of
Okay.
junk behind Guardbot.
You can put it inside Godbot.
We could.
Now you're thinking.
That's actually a
Mhm.
great idea. We did rip out the bottom of it. Just tuck it up into the parts.
Yeah.
I'm amenable to that.
And he'll be like fully fledged Guardbot because he's guarding these potentially world-saving keys.
yeah.
You hear a rumble from outside, from the sky. It sounds similar to thunder, but it's like it crackles in a way that doesn't seem natural. Like that, and it
More-
like fizzles out.
More of that EP3 EMP effect stuff, probably.
Is
The rumble kind of continues and holds, maintains for a while, before petering off again with a crackle.
we probably should get home.
Can't wait to go back to an empty apartment.
You can come stay with me.
I mean, no, thank you for offering, but it's okay. I would rather stay at home just in case he maybe spontaneously comes home.
We can leave a
in the middle of
note.
the night, who knows?
We can leave a note and I will make dinner.
You do drive a hard bargain for dinner. It would be nice to eat something actually cooked and not just heated in the oven. You know, like a frozen meal kind of situation anyways, not that things heated in the oven are bad. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll come over. We can have a little slumber party.
Sure. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
unlock the box and slip my key inside Godbot.
Okay. Y'all leave your things here. And as you step out, that rumbling continues. The following by that crackling feeling, and you step out, and immediately catching your eye against the dark shadow of the sky, directly above the cooling towers of the loop, are these almost reddish, glowing, like like lightning, the aftermirage of lightning, but it stays, that are coalescing above the top of the cooling towers in the sky, which now that you're looking around, the cooling towers, which are the center of the loop, seems to be the epicenter of this whole storm weather effect, with the snow falling faster now. The wind has picked up, and this rumbling above you continues.
Whatever we do, we have to do it fast.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Not a huge fan of this weather.
I really like snow, but this is kind of scary.
With this new effect in the sky, it gives everything a little bit of like a late afternoon dark, but there's like this reddish tinge to everything, and when you are facing that direction, the snow that falls even reflects some of that light. It is eerie.
Yeah, let's go home. It's getting a bit cold, and I definitely didn't dress up for this kind of weather.
Don't think anyone in the city is.
No, they are not.
Well, would you guys want to try to then meet up here tomorrow, the earliest we can, with winter equipment, as much as we could have? Bring your
Make
boots.
sure it's-
Layer up.
Make sure it's easy to move in case we have to run or anything like that.
All right.
In case you gotta cheese it.
Yeah,
KJ, are you gonna be okay?
Yes, I'm very tired, so I think once I go home, I'm probably gonna pass out. So I won't have
Yes.
time to worry about potentially breaking into the loop until tomorrow. So I'll
But
be
here's the-
fine.
Here's the good thing, the good news. Because they're on lockdown and your mom can't leave, that means you don't really have to worry about her noticing that there are things missing from her office for a while. So maybe we can get everything back in there before she notices that there was ever anything missing at all. In fact, if we don't need the files anymore, you could always take those back and put them back right now.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think that'll at least help with the guilt, the immense guilt I'm feeling right now. But yeah, it's not so much that I'm worried that she'll find out. It's more that I know I did it. And yeah.
Hey, if we save the world, I'm pretty sure that'll outweigh any guilt you feel.
I hope so.
Have another Capri Sun.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to pose a question to my players. Would you like to go home and reconvene and we play for another 20-30 minutes, or do you want to call it a night? Because we're a few minutes to end time, but if you guys would like to do some planning tonight before the finale, we could do that now, or we can do it off screen, or you can do it at the beginning of next episode. I'm going to pose that to all of you.
I mean, I'm up for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm up for another
Same.
30 minutes. That's no problem
Yeah.
with me.
Okay.
It's like, because if we make the plan now, we can then completely blow that plan up next time. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe get a start on some stuff tonight. Okay.
Guess we're planning.
All right. So y'all head home for the night.
Wi-Fi hasn't quit on me yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Y'all head home your separate ways. Someone, I'm assuming, drops Ferris off, or is
Ferris is coming over to my
coming back
place.
with Beaker. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. You head back
Slumber party.
to the Michaels household. It is starting to get. It's not impossible to bike, but none of you have ever biked in snow like this before. Like some of it is still melting. It's like slushing a little bit because the ground is not freezing, but it is sticking now. And a few times you'll bike through a pile of slush that kind of splashes up and makes the bottoms of your pants wet and cold. And your nose and the tips of your ears and your fingers are ice cold by the time you return home. Is there anything any of you would like to do? Like gain, ask, observe while you're at home? Otherwise, we can jump forward to meeting up the next morning.
I mean, the only thing I'm really wondering is, other than the snow and the red tinge in the sky, like it's the end days, is there any other signs of like worsening effects of this interdimensional thing?
As you drive through, there are now multiple magnetrine vessels that are grounded. Most of them are smaller than the big, like, semi-truck sized one that you saw, but there are many of them now. You're seeing lights that are flickering, lights that are supposed to be on that are off. As you're biking through town, if you bike through a heavily business, area with a lot of buildings, one of the streetlights might fully blow out as you're biking past. Like, it's feeling weird and unsettling. There's kind of like there's an energy here that is not necessarily pleasant.
Oh boy. I'll be honest, I'm very scared.
So am I. But it could be worse. We could all be not doing this together.
Yeah, I don't think I'd risk to cope to doing this alone. I would probably freak out, but this Capri Sun is really helping. I'm still like cycling.
If your mom gets mad at you for being too hyper, you can just blame me.
Don't worry, I'm probably gonna crash like very soon. I'm still very tired. I only had an hour of sleep today.
Make sure you eat something before you go to bed.
Oh yeah, I will.
Maya will make sure of it.
Yeah. I think Maya probably has something ready.
What do you want to eat, Ferris?
Ooh, you know what? Dealer's choice, because at this point I'll eat just about anything. I don't really have a preference.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Give me your favorite thing to cook.
That takes too long, but it is really delicious. My mom used to make chicken pot pie
second
from
favorite.
scratch.
Ooh, that does sound really good. I can see what you mean though about time consuming.
Actually, what time is it, like, actually in the day right now?
Now it's probably, we're probably pushing 4 or 5 p.m.
Screw it. Let's make chicken pot pie, Ferris.
All right, chicken pot pie time.
From scratch,
Lead the
not
way.
that frozen trash that you drink, that you eat.
Patty definitely will insist on helping.
Yeah,
She
she can
wants
help
to
with
stir.
the pie crust and stuff.
Anything she put her hands on, she likes doing it.
Cool.
All right. Several of you find when you are home, some of the electronics are fritzing out. A lot of phone lines are not happening at all, and TV is intermittently static. But other than
gonna-
that, oh yeah.
Ask,
we
like,
go.
what is the condition of, like, Andy's room with all, like, the stuff that he has, like, stored in there?
Is all of it dead tech, or is some of it stuff he's revived?
Some might be some dead, but some also revived, probably.
Oh yeah, so when you get back, if you go to talk to him at all, he would inform you that no, like, stuff has been like blowing out all day, like this, and he pulls up something that he has been working on for a while, and he's like, look, and it's like scorched. He's like, yeah, I just got a power cell in it like 2 days ago, and it blew out. And some things in his room seem to still be intact, but like some things are like either fully inert or have like blown out. He's like, yeah, some stuff that was plugged in, and he points down to where his lamp used to be plugged in, and that outlet is scorched out. He was like, that's what I was using to charge this.
Do you have... This might be a weird question, but do you have an idea where we might be able to find like something with that can store like a lot of power and also maybe has some kind of output readout?
I mean, I don't know, like a supercomputer?
Maybe not. Maybe something that I could carry on my back
Oh,
or in my bag.
I mean, carry a lot of power? I don't know. I mean, they're portable computers. The ones in the briefcases. One of my teachers has one.
Yeah. I don't want. It could explode. Also, I don't want to try that.
Okay.
That might be
Well,
bad.
he says, what is this? What is this about the weird thing you found?
Yeah, maybe it might be connected, but I don't know yet. We're still trying to figure some things out.
Well, unfortunately, he kind of turns and he kind of points at a book he has open that is one of the Loop Tech like books for the like they said, like junior seniors take that class. So like, come work for Loop thing. He's like, I mean, I looked through it and I didn't see anything here, but some of the designs kind of match some stuff they've got going in the Malaren Islands, the Swedish Loop. I don't know. The design of it looked more like that tech than it did Boulder City tech, which I mean is not that big of a difference, but he kind of points out like make, model, and like the standard shape of things and like ongoing, like the little like the light at the top is like a little bit of like a swoop shape, and that kind of is indicative of the Swedish loop design. So he's like, that's really all I could find. But I think it does. I think I figured it. I think it 3 of them that probably connect together and do something else. But that's really all I could figure out.
Okay. Yeah.
Which you've all learned at this point.
Yeah. Thank you for looking into that, but I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on around town, brother.
Yeah. I could see the snow. Mom said that it looks like they're probably going to cancel school if this doesn't stop. Which, cool. But
Yeah. But I wish it still would stop. I want to get super snowed in.
yeah, I don't think we even own winter clothes. Not like this.
Mom's resourceful. She might have like a bunch of coats in the basement or something.
Maybe. Wear a couple coats.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and just gonna pull out the book that Beaker bought him today and say, I got one of my friends got me this, and I thought that you might like take a look at it too.
When you pull it out and he, like, you can see him read the cover and you see his eyes go, like, wide, probably the biggest, like, emote you've seen of him in a while. And he goes, oh my God. And he kind of, like, grabs it and he's like, you got this in town? And he's kind of, like, flipping through some of the pages.
Yeah, just at the Phoenix bookstore.
Yeah, well,
It's just really cool.
yeah, I don't know if I've been there. Oh, we should definitely read through this when you're done
Okay,
being
yeah.
a spy. I don't know. And he kind of like taps you at the book and hands it back to you.
Sure, yeah. Okay, well. Good night, I guess.
He says, good night. And as you're kind of at the door, he goes, hey, be careful or whatever.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, stop looking at me. And he turns back to his desk, the thing he was working on. And you exit Andy's room.
That's all I got for that.
Does anyone have any other things they'd like to accomplish in the evening?
Just making pot pie with my friend Ferris.
Patty's very
That's
helpful and very enthusiastic.
Yeah. I think I just explained to my dad that, like, Ferris's dad is still at the loop.
Oh, he
working on the
understands
lockdown stuff.
Fully, yeah, he's totally okay. Patty spends
He
like
knows that single dad lifestyle.
Patty spends at least 15 minutes very closely examining all of your patches once the pot pie is in the oven. Like, what's this one? And she looks at you. I like this one. No, I like this one better.
It's an alien. That's.
From outer space?
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, she spends
Only
a while
the
being...
cool kids get that one.
Can I have one?
I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to my people.
She
See
looks
what
she looks over at Beaker.
Proud.
I'm gonna be a cool kid.
You already are. You'll just be cooler.
She's very excited by this.
So cute.
Y'all have a lovely dinner of pot pie.
Beaker makes chocolate chip cookies.
They're excellent. And he
They put
That's
some-
probably the best Ferris has eaten in weeks.
They put some of them in a Tupperware for Zach and TJ tomorrow.
cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're 10 years old and they're party Pippa.
Perfect. Good.
Oh.
All right.
Old soul Beaker.
Yeah. TJ, do you have any things you would like to? Did I already ask you? I can't remember. You had asked
So
about
after-
things that had been what had looked
Yeah.
odd. Yeah.
I
You wanted to put
think
the
when I
files
do get
back.
home, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put the files back.
Okay, you do so.
And is there any tech lying around that looks like it has any sort of display in my mum's office?
She has a computer. There's like a calculator. Probably not much more than that with like readouts. She has a
Is it a
pager
graphic
that she
calculator?
carries with her, but that would be like on her.
On her, yeah. Is it like a graphic calculator, or is it like the really simple one it can only just do, like?
We'll say it's a graphing calculator. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know how advanced calculators were then, but they have one now because it's the loop times.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna grab that then. Just as guiltily, you know. Like, you put one back.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, but he's gonna grab that and then like hurry off to bed. He's probably barely awake at this point.
All right. You slide into bed. A little while after you are getting ready for sleep, you just kind of hear your door crack open for a second, and you assume it's just Maya checking up on you, and it closes, and she pads off to bed. The next morning, all of you rise to a very snowy Boulder City. It is a couple of inches have stuck to the ground at this point, 2 or 3, which is more than you would ever see here. Some of the roads are being attempted to clear, but it is, again, don't have the infrastructure. But you are all able to head out in the morning, and biking is weird and difficult, but not impossible. The wind has stayed, the overcast clouds have stayed, and that weird red tinge, not as strong, but it's still there. On your way through, you also see a lot of like tinted window vehicles that are moving throughout town, and not much else as far as movement, because people are not, one, prepared to be out and about like this, or they're being asked to not be. But you are all essentially unimpeded, and you make your way back to the clubhouse.
Oh no.
Anybody come up with any good wild ideas last night? Oh, I brought cookies.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
They're
She
really
just starts
good.
munching on them.
Like, really good.
Yeah, no, Beaker's great. They're great cook.
Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed now. Like, the best I got's a PB&J.
You could always
Anywho,
borrow my mom's cookbooks if you wanted to.
maybe someday. Not today. Gotta put brain
Yeah.
power towards figuring out what we're gonna do now.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm still very into breaking into the loop.
I mean,
I think we have to do that one way or the other.
yeah.
You do
What
know that's
way-
where
what-
the last key is supposed to be.
What order do you want to do this in? Do we want to attract the interdimensional being first,
Well,
and then
maybe
break in?
breaking in and reopening the gateway will attract the creature.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
You brought up that you don't know if it's gonna want to go home too. Probably
Yeah.
at least understanding anything else we can about it before going for some obvious solutions might be a better idea.
Well, did you bring a calculator
I did.
or
actually.
anything with batteries? Oh, see, there we go. Now we're talking. Maybe we can entice our little friend into communicating through numbers. My least
Yeah,
favorite
this
way
is
to do
actually
it.
a graphing calculator, so I think it can do a bit more than just numbers, maybe.
Oh, it's one of those big, expensive, fancy ones, huh? For like
Yeah.
advanced
Yeah, my mum-
Some of
algebra. I don't
I
even
think
know
it's
what
just
one
for
to use
like
that for anymore.
graphs. I
there
think
is
it's for
like
graphs,
keyboard
yeah.
functions on that, like
Yeah,
alphanumeric,
there's a
like
full
Man.
alphabet in there, yeah.
alphabet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math
Right.
is fake.
Well, I guess we
How
can
we do this?
maybe just start wandering around.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know where to begin to start hunting for this thing.
Maybe the video store idea is a good idea still. We can bring the calculator to the video like store, because there's a bunch of TVs and stuff there, right? And maybe
Mhm.
having everything concentrated might help.
I will say on your bike out through town, a lot of shit is closed. A lot of shit is closed. Either you don't know if it's due to the snow or malfunctions with power going out, things becoming inert. You're not sure, but
Did any of the piles outside of the duck look like they'd been recently disturbed, aside from the ones that we'd seen before?
it all seems the same as you left it.
Are there anything in the notes that indicate what kind of electric signals or whatever this thing might be attracted to, besides like what was in the bot?
So it doesn't mention anything about any particular tech attracting it. It just says that it has the ability to manipulate tech, and it said and potentially humans. But there isn't like it wants technology. It's more of a like it has the capability to interface with it, and is not necessarily seeking it out.
We didn't hear anything after the bot wound down, like no other sounds.
Maybe we play like a tech Ouija and ask it to inhabit the calculator and communicate its higher message to us. We can light candles and hold hands in a circle.
In the notes for that the doctor had about like it's like the observations, did he like, was there any kind of like pattern to like how the like spots that he believed that might have like been like affecting like a clear like line, or has it just been kind of like sporadic across town?
Sporadic. He believes that it is not searching, but like surveying, like trying to get a lay of the land. Basically, he's conveyed that he believes that it is confused and that it didn't come here on purpose. That basically this teleportation device was trying to punch a hole in our reality and missed. And whatever this rupture, like, pulled something in. So it's probably disoriented, confused.
In that case, maybe it does want to go home.
If
I
you
don't know how
were
we can attract-
stuck in some other dimension, wouldn't you want to go home?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I guess. Depends on where I'm going.
I mean, I think the best we can do right now, because there's no way to actually attract it, is to like, I guess, walk around hoping that it will jump into the calculator.
Well, why don't we do that while we're walking to Charlie Gate?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah. He kind
It's
of
worth
just
it,
like
I
holds
guess.
out. He kind of just holds out the calculator and just kind of like trying to get a signal like, is there any better here? No.
So y'all hop onto your bikes, or do you walk? Do you walk your bikes down that way?
I think we might be walking them.
Yeah, I
Walking
feel like
If
walking
it's-
is.
Mm-hmm.
As the snow gets higher and slipperier.
Mhm.
Slipperier.
All right, y'all walk down there, and as you're kind of moving this direction, Zach, you saw kind of where it had mentioned where all of the gates are in that handbook, and you kind of make the connection as you're walking that way. This is like probably like on the same block as the Parks and Landscape building, if not like right nearby. So you're familiar with this area. It doesn't necessarily like mean anything, but like Zach would probably notice that it is like on the same outskirts of town. You make your way. Is there anything in particular doing? Are you avoiding certain routes? Because there are, like I said, there are.
Yes.
Did you
Yeah,
bring all of
avoiding
your?
orders.
You brought all of your things with you. The keys, I'm assuming, or are you leaving them?
Oh, I think we're bringing the keys. Or
The keys and the lav.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
moved down. So are you gonna try to stay on the outside? Because the graveyard is outside of town. And Charlie Gate is just to the east of town, like still touching town. So you could avoid town altogether, or you can go through town and through the streets.
I think we might have, just for the sake of possibly running into this interdimensional being, going through streets might make more sense because there's
Yeah, I
probably
feel like
more
going
tech
through
for it to jump
town-
through.
Yeah, I feel like going through town gives us a better chance of maybe getting its attention.
All right.
You just have to be very careful about it.
Are you
Zoom,
doing
zoom.
Yeah.
anything in particular to try to get its attention, or are you just moving through town?
Can I see the calculator really fast?
Yeah. Here you go.
And into the calculator, Beaker types, "Hi, friend. I'm Beaker. We met yesterday, and we were wondering if you would like to hang out with us for a little while." They type this into the calculator
All right.
and then kind of press enter
Alright.
or like whatever. I don't know.
Alright,
Like
so-
as we're walking through.
So I'm going to have, this is not necessarily going to incur consequence necessarily, but I want everyone to make a stealth checks just to see how unnoticed you move through town, because there is still someone looking for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there are people patrolling the streets right now.
I didn't get any.
Me neither.
1.
Are you sticking with those numbers?
I can't. I
don't
want to
I
push.
don't have any luck. I
That's
do not
okay.
want
I
to
mean,
push
there's-
either now.
You don't want to push? Well, okay. Here's, you
I
know
guess I
what?
do have.
1 second.
What?
TJ.
You could check your pride.
Yeah, you can also check your pride, but I will say, TJ, you know what? I'd let your boots count. Because you're walking. It's a move check, and you're using your boots.
Okay, yeah.
Roll 2 more.
Nothing.
Nothing. Ah. All right, what was it? What were you saying, Alex?
Oh, I'm still at. If I decide to push my luck, do I just roll again?
So you'll take a condition. You pick a condition, and then you can re-roll the whole thing. All of them.
You could use a point of luck or, push the roll. That's the thing. So luck is just like
Okay, I'll use a point of luck because I haven't used it yet.
Okay, yeah, take your luck. They replenish at the top of every game, so you'll get them all back next session. This is the end of it.
Thank you. Still nothing.
All right. Well, y'all move through town. You stay out of sight. You don't notice anyone following you. None of the the people who are like scanning through town seem to bother you. I mean, some of them like notice your presence, but no one makes move to stop you. But you make your way through town. And as you are approaching the Charlie Gate, there is a whirring sound, like technical parts rearranging, and there's a beaker in your hands, the calculator that doesn't have many moving parts, but it seems like that things are buzzing against itself to get your attention, possibly.
Phone vibrating.
Phone vibrate. Basically, it's trying to make a sound, so you know that you look down onto the screen of the calculator. It just says key home. And as you approach the Charlie Gate, that is where we are going to pick up next week.
Ooh, we in this now.
Yes, we
Wah!
are. We've stolen tech from our parents. We stole a bag from a doctor. We're gonna break into the loop. What?
I love crime.
Y'all, that was so fun. Everything that you did was, I was like so excited about me trying not to react to all of your theories. It's very fun.
I'm so glad so sad we didn't get to do calculator Ouija.
I know.
So much potential.
A calculate Ouija check. All right. Thank you everyone so much for sticking with us a little bit longer. I'm very excited to see next week will be our finale. I'm excited to see. We'll see if we end up going long. I'm not really sure what next episode is going to look like. It'll just kind of depend on how you guys end up moving through things. Rule of Lore, that's this channel. On Friday, you can check out Railmancy, which is the channel talk show. I will be guesting, and we will be talking about the kids on bikes trope, as in horror and scary and unsettling things. It's clearly, I love it. But it'll be fun to talk about. We'll talk maybe a little about the game, a little about the setting, and other reasons why it is the coolest genre to me, and I'm right. You can follow us on Twitter. You can check us out on Discord. Support us on Patreon. All those things are available to you, and I'm sure people can put Nightbot commands in chat for us. Do y'all want to throw some last plugs out real quick here at the very end?
Yeah. I recently completed my first playthrough of Gree. But I am going back to kind of pick up some of the special stuff that I missed the first time. So if you guys want to see me run around and like hop around in the different chapters and levels, check me out on my Saturday stream at 8 a.m. There's no stream this week, obviously, because at 10 a.m. I have my GaryCon game, and I won't be streaming on Sunday either for the very same reason. So no streams from me this weekend, but. You know what? Sometimes it just be like that. But yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MixGene in a Bottle. That's MXGININABOTTLE. And my Twitch is twitch.tv/ShidariAki. That's SHIDAREAKI. That's me.
I'm gonna plug again my charity event on Friends Who Roll Dice. We're raising money for the Rain Network and the Earth Day Network, which is a very weird combination, I know, but we were like, let's raise money for two charities, and we just picked those two. The next stream is going to be on Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. PDT. We're playing the Gallery of Witches, which is going to be really fun. It's an indie TTRPG game. We like to use the charity events to highlight a lot of indie creators. So all of our games will be indie TTRPGs. Every Tuesday as well this month. Every Tuesday and Friday of this month, we've got a stream going on. The Tuesday streams are from 6 to 9 p.m. PDT, and the Friday streams are from 4 to 6. What else? I think there's something else. Also, November the 1st, we're going to end the whole event with a 12-hour charity stream, and we've got a bunch of awesome guests going on. I'm still trying to reel in some more. I'm trying to make this the biggest one possible, but it's going to be really fun. So be there. Yeah. Also, you can catch me on Draconics on Twitter. That's DRAKONIQUES. I can't do sign language, but I'm going to learn just so I can be as cool as Aki.
It's below you too, so I'll get.
Yeah, that's there as well. You can catch me on the Super Idols RPG podcast. The recent episode came out yesterday. It's an actual play podcast where we play super magical idol people. So boys, girls, non-binaries, all of us. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. I think the last episode was a very intense one. So I highly recommend watching it. I mean, listening to it. It was great. I'm in some other stuff that I cannot remember. So just follow me on Twitter.
All on the outlines.
One day I'm gonna have it all organized. I'll have a list. I can read it out, so I can be official. But today's not that day.
Someday.
Yeah.
I still have shirts up for sale, up for pre-order for 3 more days, and they are pre-order exclusives. And I am wearing the design on a crew neck. Not on a crew neck, sorry, on a baseball tee. The others are in crew neck in black, pink, and yellow. And you can find links for that stuff up in my Twitter accounts, either at Fozfens, which is Fozfens, or at Alex P. Perkins, which is consistent across Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram for ease. And that's all from me.
I do a lot of different things, but you can also see me at Remy Post. That's where I'm at it. Basically everything if I'm there.
Make sure
so.
you check out the really amazing art that Remy did for the show. It's
Yeah!
so good and it's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Huge shout out to everyone who's done fan art. Like also that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my god, you guys, it's been so cool to see all of it. I think it's I don't remember if I put Remy's in the Discord. Did you put yours in the Discord?
I don't know if I did. If I didn't, then I will.
I'm gonna put Remy's in the Discord so we can all see them. So get in the Discord. You can see all the fan art. It's very, very cool. All right. Thank you all for sticking around with us a little bit over. I'm glad that we got to get to a point where we're like on the move now. Next week will be our series finale of It Came From the Loop, and I'm so freaking excited. This has been so much fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you either on Friday for Romancy or next week for... Oh, wait, there's also the Saturday stream.
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Oh,
I have a thing on
yeah.
Sunday. Yeah, Power Play. Q time, Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific. All of the things. Rule of Lore has the Saturday stream, and next Monday we'll be back here, and then the Friday on Romancy. If not, we'll see you the next time you decide to come roll with us. We will see all of you again soon. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.